Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for another video and another live stream. We have a debate show, a very, very interesting debate show. It is about Marcus Rashford. Indeed, a lot of criticism put against him, but now apparently it may be abuse as well. So you're going to discuss that as well. We're going to discuss Adarabioyo. Interesting news about him, and also Tosin Adarabioyo. You know, he's going to be a free agent in the summer. So yeah, man, we got lots to discuss. In with me today, we got man like CK in the building. CK, what are you saying, broski?
What's going on? What's going on, people? Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure to support Saeed. Just hit 90K. Big up for Saeed. Hit 90K. That's big time achievement. Make sure you get him to 100K. No, always appreciate you having me on, and big up to all the panelists as well. Man. Temi, my guys, Griggs, and Cass. I don't know if we've met officially, but nice to meet you, bro.
Oh no, I've seen you in the comments, my guy. Let's see if you got. Let's see how brave you are with your opinions on here.
Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it. Big up Rants for the raid, man. Shout out to Rants and Bants in for the raid. Big up to him as always, man. Large up salute. We got Wavy Temi in the building. We saying Wavy Temi.
What's good? What's good, people? Hey, make sure to keep on subbing to my guy Saeed. Make sure to hit the like button. Much love to everyone on the panel, and I am very excited for this discussion. I cannot lie.
Come on. Big up. We got Kaz in the building. Kaz, what are you saying, bro?
It's a Friday afternoon, evening or night. I'm all good, man. You know what? I love this news because you know what? Chaos provides more transfer activity. But Saeed, the real question is, why do you look like you've been driving trucks all day, fam? Have you not paid the bills? Like, what's going on in the building? Have you not paid the heating today?
No. I'm just chilling, bro. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just acting, man. You know, no one's there. I'm just chilling, man. I'm chilling, bro. You get me? We've just been playing FIFA and that, so yeah, man. Man came in, didn't really take my jacket off and that, you know what I'm saying? So big up, man.
You didn't get fired again, did you, Saeed?
No. We're cool. We're still fine. Now we're playing with Real Madrid, so we're just chilling.
No, that's calm. That's
calm. Real Madrid, Hala Madrid super team. You know the ones. And we got Griggs in the building. Griggs, what are you saying, man?
I'm doing good, man. Like all the people said, like, share, subscribe. 100K soon for Saeed. You know, the vibes, all that kind of stuff, man. It's gonna be an interesting debate, I'm sure.
Yeah, big up, man. We got big up to HK and already with a donation says, get me Tosin and Barkley in a free sell Linda for McTominay. Our bench is upgraded with 2 free signings. Listen, we're going to talk about that because I feel like for me, I don't know why, but I got slated online today. Big up Staffy in the building. I got slated online for wanting Tosin Adarabioyo. I don't know why. People just want to see some magical name and that. But for me, Tosin's a good player, man. But we'll discuss that in a little bit. But big up to everyone. Rance is in the building as well. We're going to discuss Rashford. Like last night, around about 12:36 a.m. Peculiar time, man. I don't know why he decided to tweet at that time, but he did. And basically, it was in retaliation to a tweet that was basically saying that he was getting a lot of abuse. And he basically quote tweet saying, "I appreciate your support. It is abuse and has been for months. Enough is enough." Let's start off with Griggs, because I know you were very, very vocal on it last night, yeah. But yeah, man, what are you saying? Do you agree with him? Do you think it has been more criticism, more abuse? Where do you stand on that? Because a lot of people are like, "Yo, tough luck. You're a Man United player." But where do you see it, Griggs?
There's two sides. Obviously, do I think that obviously you can criticize a player. You should always have the right as a fan to criticize a player. If you want to talk about his game and how he's been poor this season, that's fair enough. I agree with you. Like, I know a lot of us here have criticized Rashford. I know Cash criticized Rashford. I know you criticized Rashford. I know Temi isn't Rashford's biggest fan, but he criticized him to a fair standard. But then there's the other side where I think Rashford's kind of more going on. I don't think he cares about the criticism. It's the witch hunt, which, let's be real, from a certain fan channel. I'm not going to say names on here, but we all know what it is. There is a witch hunt against him because Marcus Rashford is obviously the biggest player at Man United by name in this current United squad. Ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left, he's been the one in the limelight. He wears the number 10. He got the new contract, which makes him the highest paid player at the club. So from that, obviously, the name gets bigger. But Rashford, to a certain standard, gets held to, I don't know why, because Wednesday, right, we beat Sheffield, right, 4-2. Good win. The first discussion automatically was, do we look better without Marcus Rashford? That was the first discussion. No one talked about Bruno's performance, the 2 goals. No one cared about Amad Diallo playing pretty much a whole half. Maguire having a good performance, all that kind of stuff. It automatically went, do we play better without Marcus Rashford? The off-the-field stuff. And I think with me is, there's a guy, this is a kid, not a kid, he's a guy that came through the United Academy, which obviously we all care about. On Wednesday, we hit the 250 mark, right? 250th debut. Yeah. That means something to us. That's what United are about, man. The academy. And here you have an academy guy, academy player that scored over 100 goals for the football club. How many other top clubs can say from their academy they produced a player that scored over 130 goals at the top level for them? Most of them at most have one. We produced one of that. And people say about professionalism, all that kind of stuff. Let's go back, man. I love history. I love the past. In the past, Marcus Rashford in 1920, that Wolves game, the FA Cup game, he played through a broken back. He went on that pitch and he further risked his injury, and he did risk it because he suffered a double back fracture. 2021, the only second year. What happened with Rashford? He played through with a foot injury the whole year. He played with a shoulder injury the whole year. Remember when he did the surgery post the Euros? That kind of stuff. That's not professionalism. He put his body on the line for the football club. And in the end, he kind of paid the consequences with the injury, because that back injury for me is still making him suffer to this day. Because once you suffer a back injury, your athleticism gets limited a lot more because it's a back injury. And then 21-22 with the Rangnick year, it was a poor year. He came back from and just never got clicking. Last year, he had his best season statistically for Man United. I don't think it's his best performances, but he had his best year statistically. 30 GA, fantastic year, got the new contract, fair enough. And then this year, he's obviously been pretty poor, right? But then I look at every single coach, right? Every single coach that comes into Manchester United, they look at Marcus Rashford and they're like, help me. Louis van Gaal, promoted from the academy, automatically Rashford rose to the sea. He helped him out. He scored the debut goals against in the Europa League, the brace against Arsenal in his debut for the Premier League, the FA Cup winning goal against West Ham, automatically. Jose Mourinho, his first year, didn't play as much, but he still looked at him in the Europa League. That winning free kick against Celta Vigo in the semifinal of the Europa League. He stepped up. Ole, he's the one that gave Rashford the most responsibility, gave him the number 10, all that kind of stuff. And then he put him as a striker in the interim run. And the year after, put him on the left, him and Martial pretty much helped save Ole's job for the first half of the year until Bruno came in and Pogba came back. And then everything looked all roses and daisy. And then Ten Hag, he walked into the job, and the first person he looked at to say, help me build Man United, he went to Marcus Rashford and is like, you're my guy. I'm going to get you back here. I'm going to get your confidence up after last year. And he did. And then to Rashford's case, Ten Hag this year has ruined that by playing him every single week when he's clearly struggling. So Ten Hag for me should have never been playing, should have taken him out the fire line. He never did. And now we lead to this because we have a Karen that's like 65 years old sitting outside Old Trafford and calling him Trashford. That's abuse. That is genuinely abuse. That's not
abuse.
It's
not abuse. It's not abuse.
That's abuse, bro.
No, it's not abuse. That's just getting criticized because that's what you
are.
That's
not criticism.
That's criticism is saying criticism is saying you made the wrong pass.
One at a time.
If we're calling Trashford by calling Trashford abuse, bro, it's not that deep. Trashford. Oh, you know what? What do you mean?
Like,
people will Saeed. You know what they call sometimes when they go into the chat? They change my name from Cass to Lass for a bad opinion. Do I think that's abuse? No, I just think that's just. Mate, come on, man. I hear what you're doing.
No. Come on, man. Because it's not just that one woman that calling him Trashford. We have the biggest fan media channel in Manchester United that attack him every day after every day while Anthony be sipping espressos with them on a daily basis and be giving them interviews. That's what's happening. You're telling me that's not abuse what they do over there. That's not abuse, bro.
Right, let me quickly, Adam, because me and you are going to resonate on the same opinion here.
If you look at tweets,
I know we are.
Of the athletes in the world, guess who's second behind LeBron James? It's Marcus Rashford. Second most abused athlete in the world. Not just world football, in all of professional sports. You know how many sports are out there and how many athletes are out there? And who's number two behind one of the most famous athletes in the world than LeBron James? It's Marcus Rashford.
The bigger picture also is just 1 point before you go, Cass. For that term, Trashford, right? To make its way all the way, because that woman is damn near 70 years old. She's not on social media every day. She's not looking at Twitter. For that word and this rhetoric to make its way all the way down to someone like her.
Can I defend her, CK? I know her, yeah. Big up Barbara, man. She's
She sat next to you, innit?
No, she don't sit next to me. That's Leslie, man. She don't do that. Big up Leslie. I've known Barbara for a while, you know. I'm surprised she said it, yeah. But I think that's why I don't think it's abuse, because she's just kind of saying it tongue in cheek in terms of like, see that Trashford over there? Like, it's more just kind of a name that's been given to him, you know what I mean? Because they know he's been having bad performance. I don't think it's like she's saying it like directly to abuse him. I don't think it is. Right. I just think it's more of a saying, you know what I mean?
No, I hear that. But all these tongue in cheek.
She's a small point. I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Okay, but all these little tongue in cheek comments, it's also the volume and how much it happens, because the criticism, the volume of criticism can turn into scapegoating, which then turns into abuse, because you can't just sit up here and say the same things over and over and over again about Rashford, right? Every game, it's the same conversation, Bruno and Rashford, because this fan base has a need and almost an obsession with pointing the finger and blaming players. It can't be a collective team. We are shit right now. We have to just point our finger and say, you are the problem constantly, every game. And it's always picking on, you know, the best players. And there's abuse. We can argue whether it's abuse or whether it's not. I think a large amount of the abuse is coming from that fan channel that we don't have to name, right? We all know who we're talking about. And
I agree.
It's that platform that they have is massive, right? They have almost 2 million subscribers, and their minions basically just follow whatever the rhetoric that they put out is. And so when you have this witch hunt and this constant slandering of that certain player, this being Marcus Rashford, every week in and week out, and you have minions of that fan channel just basically following whatever it says and then spreading that online, it creates this huge cancerous rhetoric basically and dialogue that just will not die. And I think at some point when you have someone like Marcus Rashford, who's put, as Greg's eloquently explained, putting his body on the line week in and week out, come through the academy, has been the bright spark in many terrible Man United teams, for him to be the subject of all this abuse, it has to take a toll on you. That's just human nature. It can't not affect you. And go ahead, Cass.
Do you want to just before we go on? I think everything I've heard so far is scandalous, to be honest.
I'm in agreement with you.
And go ahead, guys. I just wanted to say that.
Did you want to do the super chat?
Well, what do you mean by before the super chat? What do you mean by scandalous? What is it that Griggs and CK said that's scandalous? You want to rebuttal any points? What do you want to say?
Yeah, I think there are many things that need to be addressed. Like, first of all, I think no one has been as protected as that player. And I think everything he has and the status he has and the wages he has and everything that is built around that guy has been given and not earned. And this is what happens when you don't have people telling you the truth. You start believing in lies. So when you start facing adversity, you don't understand it. You don't know where it's coming from because it's the first time you're facing it. Like Rashford has not deserved to get the number 10. He has not deserved to be the poster boy of the world's biggest club. Everything has been given to him. And he doesn't have anyone in his entourage to tell him the truth. He's underperforming. I think as a society, we've done very well for the last decades in talking about rights and privileges and not enough about responsibility. Like, and this is a massive problem in football, but in society at large. When you are that big, that huge profile that Marcus Rashford is, and we don't have a very generous society. If you get paid that money, it's because it's a tough spot to be in. Like that's why doctors get most money. If you are making a lot of money and you are a face of an institution of something, the level of scrutiny, responsibility, and stress that comes with it is there for a reason. And now we are just saying, hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, like there's the abuse part of it, which I agree. No one should be abused. Like insults and like vile stuff and direct messages and wishing people bad stuff. This is disgraceful. And look, I criticize Rashford all the time and Bruno all the time and Maguire. But the moment Maguire lost the captaincy and was not playing as much, I give him a slack. Like, yeah, like I was criticizing before his performances because I didn't want him to play. But it was not personal. And with Rashford, it's not personal as well. But he makes it like he doesn't understand how we don't all love him. The problem is we love Manchester United way more than we love any player. So if I see that the player's best interest are clashing with the club's best interest, we are going to say it. Marcus Rashford is not good for Manchester United. So he's being criticized and he needs to accept it. And look, we don't rate McTominay, most of us here, but we don't have a problem with McTominay. He just does what he can do. He does his best, and that's fine. The problem is the manager picking him. So when I have a problem with McTominay, I have a problem mostly with Ten Hag, not with McTominay. And the same thing happened with Dan James and Fellaini and players of the past. It was not personal. Rashford wants to be like he's almost like Cristiano Ronaldo at the point where if you don't adore him, you're disrespecting him and abusing him. It's one or the other. When it actually, in fact, it's not. We can say you are poor and we want you sold because we want Manchester United to succeed. And I don't think those two things can be true at the same time. And of course, there's the abuse part of it, which I strongly disagree with. Like, it's wrong.
That's what we have to make clear. You know, exactly. What we're all saying here is: can anyone agree like abuse is not right in match? I think everyone can agree with
no
this.
one can sit up here.
It's where the line is.
We're all in agreement that he has not been good enough this season. No one can sit up here and say that.
The problem. I'm sorry, it's not this season. We are thinking this guy is at a level that he's not. So we keep saying, "Oh, but he did this," and like Griggs was talking earlier about the academy and this and that. I was like, "Yeah, but that's not the point. It's really not the point. Like, this part of the tradition and the culture of the club, but still, it doesn't have anything to do with the topic that we are discussing at the moment."
Yeah, facts. Do you want to run the super?
Yeah.
Run the super quick, yeah.
Yeah. HKN says, as far as I know, Rashford paid those people to say he's the second most abused athlete. Rashford is asked, we are getting too soft as a society. When you don't perform while being the club's highest earner, you deserve what you get. And Chef that says, guys, have you understand that even if you don't think it's abuse, him and his team might think it is, and name calling is a form of abuse. And Joe Skate says, no surprise the young guys are protecting Rashford, soft ass generation, as if Rashford hasn't added fuel to the fire with his statements and action. Now, listen, I think, Griggs and CK have always criticized him when he's done wrong. I don't think they're not saying this. I think they're just calling certain things that's been constant. They said, like, yo, man, why isn't it? People are calling it out, basically. That's where I think it's coming from. It's the constant, maybe, kind of like attack on Rashford that you guys have mentioned.
It's not though, Saeed, though. Like, do you want to do the other super chat, Chef?
No, it's cut. Yeah. He should take a small plate from Maguire's book. Let me go back to CK, because CK was going to say something, and then I'll go back to Kaz, and then I'll get the rest of the guys in. But CK, you go ahead and,
I honestly lost my train of thought, to be honest. I was going to say something, but then so maybe Castle.
You know what?
Okay,
Adam,
you go, Kaz.
Adam, you said everything you said. You took the words out of my mouth, and guess what? You put it way more across, way better than I could ever do, right? But David Beckham, that is what you call abuse. Yeah, that's worse abuse, if anything. Yeah,
that wasn't from his own fans.
In terms of match going fans,
yeah, what I was gonna say.
match going fans. Wayne Rooney from England, that's abuse. I think the Rashford abuse is probably. I think we're thinking it's because it's Rashford. I believe it's the racism part of it all because that's what I call abuse. The stuff that goes in DMs when you see stuff like "go and die," "you're so crap," and this and the other. That's responsibility from social medias to handle. The thing is with, you know what, I'm going to have to call hypocrisy, and I'm sorry I have to do this. We've all done the slander abuse things back in the day. Now, all channels do it. Rants, Saeed, all you man, we all do it, bro. So don't
do what?
We always cuss players, bro. We go far.
Yeah.
We call Maguire blockhead. We call man them nuts things in the comments. Myself, we all do it. So the whole point of doing up the high horse doesn't mean you can change your ways, but we all do it. So I'm not about to sit here and pretend that we're all saviors of this all because we all have done it in some form or capacity. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, but I'm not saying it's correct. But let's not be hypocrites and try to act like saints because we're not. But the thing is, his protection is crazy right now. How many times have we cussed out Scott McTominay? How many times have we cussed out Harry Maguire because he's not that great to look at aesthetically on the eye in football and in general? Because that's what we do as humans, unfortunately. And I'm not going to get onto everybody, but this is the thing. When Beth, I want to call it for what it is. When Beth protects Bruno Fernandes, she gets abused. But does she come online and start talking about how much abuse that she takes? No. I'm not trying to defend that certain channel or anything like that. But if you go talk to these people, they're standard, but they're just doing what everyone else does, but on a bigger platform. I think it comes from a form of hate, personally, and a bit of jealousy, a bit of pettiness, just because you don't have a great relations with that certain person. But if we go back to Rashford, the amount of PR this brother gets is crazy in my eyes.
Yeah, big PR, man. Big PR, lie.
Because it wasn't long ago when we was getting on to Anthony, but the fact, because you mentioned Griggs, well, I don't disagree that he's English and from the academy, because he's from Manchester and he's got all of that, doesn't provide why he can't put an application on the pitch and throwing his arms up in the air like his shit doesn't stink. Because if he was a foreign export from France, Germany, or anything else, we wouldn't bat an eyelid and we wouldn't give a toss. And that's the fact. And the thing is, he's the face of Manchester. So you need to be the face of Manchester because you're the most highest paid player and you're meant to carry us over the line. So you get your criticisms, but we're talking about criticisms away from the abuse part. And I understand that. But the way I'm taking it is this guy needs to get off his damn phone and start focusing on the football then. If you don't like this form, delete your Instagrams. You don't need it. It's just social medias, right? Get off of it then. Because that's what happened. I think Adam put it more perfectly than I ever could. And I don't agree with abuse. But for me, it's like, let's stop acting like we're the saints because we've all done it.
There's a difference between like Beckham. I know he got abused by the Englishman and all that kind of stuff because of what happened in the World Cup. But Marcus Rashford, think about this. Like we mentioned, the Manchester. Imagine being a Manchester United your whole life, right?
Imagine what Ten Hag feels right now, by the way.
Let him land.
Forget about Ten Hag, boy. No. Marcus Rashford was basically born into Manchester United, pretty much from the day he was born. I feel like he's born into Manchester United, and then progressing through your career, becoming the guy and all that kind of stuff, and then you, from your own fans, you face the boos and all that kind of stuff. You think that's not going to take a toll on you? Not everyone is thick skin. Not everyone is Harry Maguire. Not everyone is Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, who also, by the way, did face abuse. I'm not going to say that those guys didn't face abuse. Those same Paul Pogba probably faced worse abuse than Marcus Rashford, but he never talked about it.
Facts.
But that might just be Pogba's personality, though. Rashford is not that. He's the kind of guy that takes a lot of things to heart, and he wants to talk about it. I'm never going to deny a person for doing that. Everyone.
By the way, but hold a minute. Hold a minute. This, by the way, is not abuse here because what I'm saying is in context of football terms. I'm not saying he's brain dead physically, and that's a form of discrimination, and I could be liable to prosecution there. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not saying he's brain dead physically. I'm saying in football in terms. This is where maybe the misconception's going, guys. Maybe football in terms it's not abuse, but then obviously people are seeing it as like, yo, we're abusing him. It's football in terms. What do we want to be? He had a bad game, man. He had a bad game. Is that what we're going to say now? Come on, man. I mean, David Smith, before you go, David Smith here, he says, big up the man, but I'm not hearing the abuse excuse. The guy has underperformed majority of the time he has been here. He's the highest paid. He needs to man up and step up with the performances.
But when he says he's being targeted, abuse enough is enough, he's not saying I've been good this season. Like I've done enough. Like, he's just saying, I've had enough of the abuse and the constant badgering and the constant witch hunt of something that has to do with I'm not saying you guys specifically or just the majority, but it's a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with him on the pitch.
What about Luke Shaw then? What about Luke Shaw? We called him fat all the time and he can't hold his weight and stuff like that. I don't see him coming out crying and all that stuff. I get people differ. What about Eric Ten Hag? We called Eric Ten Hag Eric Ten Laden. Yeah, but we called Eric Ten Hag
Luke Shaw also doesn't bear the weight of the responsibility that Marcus Rashford does in this team.
Yeah, but that's
subjective.
No. Do you think that's subjective?
Marcus
being the face of
no, but Luke Shaw, Roberto Carlos. Certain man calling the best left back in the world. Come on, though.
Marcus Rashford.
Bro, they're still putting him in the team. But CK, they're still putting him in the team. Even this time next year, they say Luke Shaw is the starter for Man United. Come on, man.
CK's trying to say, do you think it's easy being the face of Manchester United? That being the face of a franchise of that level globally is the hardest task you could possibly do. Same we say about being the United manager is probably the hardest job in the world because of what you have to face on a daily basis. Being the face of United is, when you look at all the faces of the top athletes, most of them are a lot older than Rashford. They've been playing professional sports for a lot longer than Marcus Rashford. He got thrown in as a face of United by like 23 years old, and he never wanted that. You can tell.
That's not our problem then. That's not our problem. That's down to Manchester United as a Manchester. A lot of this blame has to go on Manchester United.
But you have to also show some sympathy. That's the thing.
But the thing is,
no,
unfortunately, that's not how the world works. That's not how the world works. And you can never change the way the world works because the responsibility, as I said, falls down to social media like Twitter and Instagram to make, come up with a solution for all that abuse and filter it out as much as possible. And Manchester United has failed him as an institution in general as well. And they're not protecting him. But you decided to be the face of Manchester United. You know what risks comes with being the face of Manchester United.
Exactly. And you know what?
Go on. You continue.
Sorry. And he did not ask to be the face of the club. But you said other people, other athletes, for example, they take the pressure better than he does because they earned the spot. They worked their way through greatness. They were not propulsed there. They were not pushed and put in a place where they had to be the face. LeBron James is the most the most abused or whatever, but LeBron James is great. And he got there because of his career and his talent and his work ethic. The same with Cristiano Ronaldo. The same with Varane. Pogba is one of the most gifted talent midfielders of the last 10, 15 years. He got to the level he got because of the ability and the work ethic. This is why Rashford is not reacting well to the pressure. He does not understand why the criticism is coming.
That's it. Beautiful. No, that is true. Greg, can you agree with that though? He doesn't understand why there's criticism in his game and the way he's playing and the way he's strutting around. But bro, he did this in the game. Guys, CK, I was at the game, right? I don't know what game it was, but he did that to the fans. You're talking too much. So he's taking a piss out of me, when I'm saying to him, yo, bro, you need to fix up, He's saying to the fans, yo, and Maguire did the same thing and we abused Maguire for that. So why can't Rashford get that same criticism by him doing that? You lot don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm here. Exactly. I'm like that for me, that is insulting the fans. And the fans are like, what the heck?
Exactly. If I can add something earlier, Greg, you said, for example, not people has the same skin and not everyone reacts to criticism the same way. Tough luck, mate, because this is the highest level. You have got to be strong because this is not a privilege. This is a privilege. Like, this is not something that everyone has. You either cut it at that level or you don't. And we don't want our players, and this goes for life and family as well. You don't want the people you love and the people you care about to be safe. You want them to be strong because when hard times come along, they're ready and prepared for it. And you don't want them.
And what does Gary Neville and Roy Keane say every single time about players on the overlap? The first thing you should always do is get the basics right. Running, like a desire and effort. That's the first principle of being a Manchester United player. Everything else is ability, and the fans will get onto that. That's why no one. That's why
the running. Because, by the way, Marcus Rashford, when we go about running, look at how much off the ball running he does in the attack. He has to conserve his energy. When you're the main outlet in an attacking team like that, you have to somewhat conserve your energy. By the way, you cannot be running back and forth like it's a pacer test in high school, back and forth like that. That's not how it works. You cannot be sprinting 90 minutes in a football match, by the way, which Ten Hag system requires for a lot of the players.
But it's the same thing we got into Martial about.
Yeah, it's the same. There are some issues, right? He doesn't track back all the time, which I agree with the criticism on that. But when it comes to the running and stuff like that, that's what he's discussing. There are certain instances in football where he does not have to run back. When people do the clips of him not tracking back when he doesn't even need to track back, that's abuse, by the way. That's a form of it because you're just sending out clips for no reason.
Yeah, and
No, hold on a minute. Are you saying when he doesn't track back here, and what do people say? Like he's lazy? Would you say that's a form of abuse?
There's certain instances, right, where they just clip up a defensive action where he's not tracking back, but the guy is still in front of him. He doesn't need to do anything. That's just
I agree with that. Okay.
Yeah, because that could be out of context and everything.
Videos,
No, I agree with that.
After the losing game,
energy thing. When Enrique won the treble with Barcelona, he had Messi, Neymar, and Suarez gegenpressing. I'm not having it. I would like Pep Guardiola had Aguero, David Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne, and all of great players of the Premier League pressing. Like he has to conserve his energy. Like we are treating him like he's a generational talent to which we owe something. When actually the worst period of Premier League history has been associated with him starting. Like we started to very, very look terrible the moment he became a first name on the team.
That's so out of context. That's so out of context. That's you can see that's they're placing the blame on Marcus Rashford for us being shit.
No, no.
You just said our worst run in Premier League history is when Marcus Rashford walked into the team.
Hold on.
I need to bring Staffy and Temi into this. But go ahead.
You did not let me finish. Did I blame him alone? I'm always talking about it being a team sport. I'm always saying I don't care if Rashford scores 30 goals and if he scores 7. I don't care about it's a team sport. You did not let me finish and you said, oh, you're blaming Rashford. I'm saying it coincides with it. It's correlational. It's not causal. Of course not. You cannot make, it's not an equation. It's not a mathematical equation where you can say this equals that. And you can never do that in football. I'm not solely blaming Rashford for this. Why? Because I wanted Ten Hag gone. I wanted Mourinho gone. I wanted fucking Ole gone as well. I know that the manager is responsible. I want Bruno gone, Rashford gone. Not even that. I said if Rashford is a bench player and a squad player with useful attributes, I'd keep him. So I'm not saying everything is because of him. Don't understand things I didn't say.
Okay. Let me bring in, because I want to bring in Staffy and Temi, because I don't think they've had a say. Big up JJ says, what I don't understand is the target of Rashford. Yeah, he's been lazy and not putting in 100%. But then again, who has? He would have been better with a response in terms of goals to shut the critics. And big up Brian says, some holidays, some players respond better to an arm around them than a criticism. As an Arsenal supporter, I can see it with Havertz. No one is saying right or wrong. Let me bring in Temi, and then Staffy will come in. Temi, what's your 2 pence on this? I don't know if we heard you yet.
Yeah, so there's first of all, great debate.
Smash the likes, everyone. Smash the likes.
Everyone hit the like button. I think there's, on both sides of the coin, I think there's rights and there's wrongs, okay? Let me start with my opinion of Marcus Rashford and the way I feel like players should be criticized, okay? I am not a fan of Marcus Rashford. I've pretty much, everyone knows that on this. I mean, Kaz doesn't know me very well, but pretty much everyone else on this platform knows I'm not a fan of his game, okay? When I criticize a Bruno Fernandes or I criticize a Marcus Rashford, all I ever talk about is performance on the pitch, okay? I'm not a big fan of, my last name is important to me, okay? So if somebody was taking my last name and joking about my last name, I would be offended by that, okay? You can say that's soft, whatever the case may be. I'm a man. I feel like my last name is important to me. So when people call him Trashford and stuff like that, not a fan of it. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I think that is wrong, okay? But if we are talking about basics of football, right? Adam and I view specifically, I'll use Adam as an example. I think we view Marcus Rashford very, very similarly. The goals he scores, yes, his goal catalog is one of the best. You can argue one of the best over the past 5-6 years, right? But for me, his 90-minute performances generally are poor, okay? If Manchester United fans want to talk about that at length, they have every single right to. Why? Because we invest our time in the club. We invest our money into the club, a lot of us, right? So I don't think for me, the issue lies when the criticism is about stuff off the pitch. That's where I have the issues, right?
Like what? He's going out and that partying.
Yeah, for me,
okay.
That should be normal. They should be allowed to do stuff like that.
Yeah, players, bro. Roy Keane has, obviously, I'm not comparing Roy Keane and Marcus Rashford as players. I'm just using him as an example. The way they used to party back in the 90s versus the way a Marcus Rashford goes out to a club or whatever the case may be, it's not even comparable. When people are talking about the off the pitch stuff, that's when I have a problem. I had no issue with Marcus Rashford coming out with that Was it the Players Tribune grades? I had no issue with that because he was talking about off the pitch abuse, right? And then the quote unquote commitment to Manchester United. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He's not the first player, the first wide player that's doesn't track back hard. Okay, I don't like it. I'm not justifying it, but he's not the first. He will not be the last. Okay, that's not like the issue is when he's on the ball, right? The decisions he makes on the football pitch. I have no issue with Adam or Kaz or Staffy criticizing that, or but when it comes to the Trashford and the DMs, the race, that's where I have an issue. Now, Marcus himself, what he needs to do, and I think this is the problem, is when you live on social media, bro, you are going to see that stuff. Like Staffy's platform is growing, it's getting bigger. I'm sure he sees tons of abuse, right? Saeed's going to 100K. Bro, I'm sure if he looks in his comments, if Saeed lived in his comments every single day, I'm telling you right now, he wouldn't be able to create content consistently because that stuff, or make good content because he's too focused on the negative shit, right?
Is that where he goes wrong then? In terms of maybe he focuses on that.
That's where Marcus Rashford's going wrong. If you think you're gonna live on social media and look at the comments every day, and yeah, obviously people are gonna be abusing you, bro. I have a very small platform on TikTok, very small platform on YouTube. If I look through some of my comments and see what people say, I made a tweet about Bruno yesterday. Look through the comments, people giving me shit, all that. If I marinated on that pause, like that would be a problem, and that's clearly where he's going wrong. So I think Kaz and Adam are making good points about he's been put on a pedestal. A lot of that is Manchester United's fault. Okay, he's not,
especially the fans. Yep.
Yeah, he's not good enough. In my opinion, he's not good enough to be on the pedestal that he's been put on. It's just, I don't care. He can the 25. I know he last season scored a bunch of goals. I think he played, much
overplayed if anything.
Than he's generally played in his career. I think 1920. I think he played above his skis, but all the other years, in my opinion, he's not been good enough. I don't think he's a starting caliber player for Manchester United. The abuse he gets, or let me say the criticism he gets, if he's thinking criticism is abuse, that's where the issue lies. No, if I'm saying you're not good enough for Manchester United, that's criticism. It's not abuse. I do think though that comments like Trashford or Grace, you said Linda Soft before.
See, I don't think that's abuse, I really don't, man. We said Linda Soft, bro. I called Linda Soft 5 years ago, man.
Saeed, is your last name important to you?
Yes.
Does your last name mean something to you? I think yes. all of our last names mean something to you.
Yeah. Family name, innit? So
it's my family, bro. It's my family's name. If somebody took that and put some, if somebody did that to me in my, hey, we're squaring up. What's up? Talk to me.
If you're getting paid $300K a week, you wouldn't give a crap. I don't think, bro, personally, in it.
I disagree with that.
It's like
the money thing too. The money thing. Once you pass a certain amount of money, that doesn't mean that you can just people. Oh, he makes $350K a week. He should be able to have tough skin. That's not how life works, bro.
No, I think you're wrong there, cuz. I think you're wrong there, cuz.
Just because you eclipse a certain amount of salary doesn't mean that you have now the right to be constantly criticized and abused.
I don't know. I think it goes out the door. But guess what? If this is the energy, then if this is the energy where it's too far, don't let me hear you. Like, I came up with the name Sabozo for Sabozla and all that. But people found it fuzzy and took it different. Now I call him Serbozo, being United. Yeah. I call many other, like even Reece James, I call him Reece's Pieces, Reece Gaines, all of that. So all this name calling like Madison, Baddison, Badishide, Badby, all of this stuff. Don't do it no more. I don't want to see you lot do it, because now the way I view it, if you do that, then you're just a hypocrite. So I'm not trying to get onto you, but it's just
now you're talking about rival.
No. You can't provide like this for one person. You have to do it for all of them. I don't, and I think that's something we can agree on. Then, yeah.
Well, I agree with that.
Of course,
that's abuse. That's abuse.
Yeah, I agree with Sammy and CK. Yeah, sorry. So go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, which is why you can look at all my criticism tweets. You'll never see me calling a player, using their name and twist. I personally don't do that. Cool.
So Van Disney, is that abuse?
It's a free country.
Van Delegate.
You can. Van Disney. We live in democratic society. You can do what you want. I'm just saying that's how I view it. You feel me? I wouldn't call Lindelof Linda Soft. Just personally me. I wouldn't call Marcus Rashford Marcus Trashford. That personally me. But other forms of criticism, if I say Marcus Rashford played like shit today, that is not abuse. Okay, let's just keep it up. That is not abuse.
But you know what, Temi, and just what Temi and CK said, like, I don't agree with it. But where I hear Kaz, the thing is, on that, it's not even that money, but when you are looked at by millions, even if it's not right, it's part of it. Like, you cannot filter what millions of people say. People are weird. People do dumb shit. And you are followed by millions all over the world. Like, people, when people get in a group, usually tends to get the worst out of people. And the technological design of Twitter usually tends to get the worst out of people because of the structure of the app and the amount of characters allowed and everything. But it's part of it. Because as the more love you get, the more hate you get. The more a country goes to the left, the more the country goes to the right simultaneously. Extremes are not balanced by the middle. They tend to get balanced by the other extreme. And this is what happens. Rashford gets the smoke he gets because he's been overprotected in an unfair way. And other players have because look, one of the best way to be unfair is to treat everyone equally. Because that is not okay. Because if you say, oh, but the whole team is shit, yeah, but not necessarily, yeah, the whole team is shit as a whole. But sometimes you need to, in order to be fair, you need to point out certain people. And like
just like you say, it's part of it for him for
top athletes.
Like those things to happen. It's also well within his rights to speak up for himself when he feels like things are going too far. And I think this is a big disparity, I think, within UK sports and US sports. We here in the US are used to a lot of athletes speaking up for themselves and having their own voice and having their own podcasts where they talk about their lives. In UK sports, I feel like, and especially in football, I don't think a lot of athletes speak up for themselves. And I think Rashford has been one of the main.
Let me, yeah. Let him land. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead,
have you finished there?
No, I'm just saying I don't think it sits right with a lot of people when in football when athletes speak up for themselves and go against what the critics are saying.
Can I bring in Staffy because me and Musa just messaged me about celebrations. You know, celebration. You know this thing here. You know, is that him? No. It's not laughing, man. It's not a laughing point, man. But you know what it is, though, Staffy. When he does that, does that mean he's trying to stay in, lock in, focus? You know, he's not done that this year. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Is it a situation where last year he had everything in his mindset right? Like, is it a footballer that you have to be kind of like in the right frame of mind? Because a lot of footballers aren't, and they have to fight through it, through their determination. And when it goes wrong, you know, you have to find that courage, that strength to kind of, you know, and that's what athlete is, you know. But where do you see it, Staffy, in that point?
First of all, I feel like I'm the Rashford of this chat right now. I haven't said a word.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
I haven't said a word before.
Like,
how could you abuse me when I haven't said anything? It's just weird, bro. It's weird. And for the guy that was sending the xenophobia, listen, if you want to disrespect us American on this panel, just know you're disrespecting Saeed because he's the one who invites us.
Yeah,
so
man. Nah, for real.
If you don't respect Saeed, keep talking about us. And I would look up where the word soccer came from. Because you probably would be surprised to find out that it came from England, not from us. But I'll educate you on a different day. I'll be the father that you never had. Anyways, this Rashford thing, bro. Listen, first of all, let me just start with this. I need to lighten up the mood a little bit. Ten Hag out, man, and I'll tell you why. Look at what he did to my fan base, bro. We're sitting here on a Friday night fighting about Marcus Rashford and these players and all that, mainly because of what? We play shit football. We should have never been in this situation. So I'm blaming him at the end of the day. But Saeed, listen, you asked me specific about the celebration. I'll talk about that, but then I'll get back to what everyone else said. Yeah, this means locked in. I know what that means. Like, he's just trying to say, like, he's mentally focused and all that. But guess what, Saeed? We were all doing this last year. Last season, we were all doing this. I'm pretty sure all of us at some point celebrated the same way Rashford was. Because he was banging in goals. And rightfully so. He earned that. I actually have a picture of me doing this at the stadium preseason tour. I'll never put that online because I'll get cooked for it. But no, really. And this is, unfortunately, this is how the sport is. You deliver, people love you. You don't deliver, people come at you. And Griggs, you said it perfectly the other day. You said Rashford lived long enough in United to see himself become the villain. And I agree with you. I'm not Rashford's biggest fan. I'm 100% not his biggest fan. We've had debates on and offline about Rashford. I've had pretty much these debates with all of you guys here. Some of you guys online, some of you guys offline. But I feel like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you. Tammy probably said it perfectly. I feel like at the end of the day, it's a cultural thing. It really is. Because I've seen abuse in American sports and I've seen abuse in UK sports. And Tammy, you made a very good point. I legit sit here every day and I do see abuse every day. And that comes from a small YouTuber like me who just puts out content and wants to speak about a sport, yet people, before I even say anything, just try to abuse me. Now imagine that on a much, much higher scale. I could personally deal with hate. That's just who I am. I feel like the reason Adam is saying that is because me and Adam are from similar backgrounds. We're both North African Arabs. So it's like we kind of got raised in a little bit of a harsher way. So we don't look at these things and we think it's that harsh. You know, that's why like people like to say it's soft. But I'm not gonna lie to you, not everyone has the same skin, like Greg said. And I feel like at some point, because of the weight that's been put on his shoulders, it just got to him. Because you are basically repping the biggest failure of an institution in all of sports. Because when you look at all the big names out there, all the big clubs out there, in all sports and all franchises, United is probably the biggest fallen giant right now. And him along with others, are the most abused players in the world. Now, people can sit there and subjectively say you're either soft or now it's too much abuse. At the end of the day, I'm going to blame one party and one party only. It's Rashford's team around him, not his teammates,
Facts.
but his support cast.
I agree with that. To be fair. I agree
And
with that.
I'll tell you why. Adam, I agree with you earlier to a certain extent. I didn't agree when you said it was given to him. It wasn't given to him. Rashford has done enough in his beginning of his career for United to earn himself to be somewhere in this team, to be somewhere of a starter, be somewhere as one of our stars. The day he got given the 10, I'm not gonna lie to you, but because I view football different, I looked at that move and I was like, that's not the right move, is it? Because number one, he's not a traditional 10. We grew up on traditional 10s being different type of players. And the minute you get the 10, I'm looking at you and you're like, yeah, you're the star player.
Facts.
I never thought Rashford, as good as he was at the time, he was the star player. I really didn't think so. And when I saw him get the Rooney number, because I grew up on Rooney football.
Yeah, I like Rooney.
When I saw Rooney's number get given to Rashford, I didn't feel right about it. And look at us all these years later. It's coming back to bite him. But that's not his fault. It's the club's fault. And as I said, it's support cast.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have this awareness where, and this is just generic, by the way. This is not just football. And it's funny enough, I was having this conversation last night with Oski. Shout out Oski every time.
Yeah, big up.
I was telling him, sometimes you need to know when to take yourself out of a toxic situation. It might not necessarily always be your fault, but even if it is, you need to have the awareness on when to leave, because it's so fickle to think that everyone is going to change for you. At the end of the day, some of us here might sit here and be like, you know what, let's lay off Rashford a little bit. Some people won't. You will never get the whole fan base to say, yeah, mental health, this and that. People never say that, by the way, until someone does something to themselves. That's just the reality of it. So unfortunately, that's the reality that we're at. However, Rashford being put on this pedestal from years ago was on the club. That is incompetence of the club. But I'm not surprised, because we just did it this summer again when we put the 7 on Mason Mount. So it's more. Yeah, it just shows you the level of incompetence that we've had for years. I'm just gonna wrap up by saying this, because I don't really enjoy talking this topic. I'd rather sit here and talk about football, but unfortunately, it's a part of us being content creators that we need to talk about the on and off field stuff going on with our team. Rashford needs a move for his own good and for our own good. And just to simply say why, Tammy said it perfectly. As a footballer, what he does in the 90 minutes, at least in my books, I don't rate it. I don't think he's good enough, and I've been wanting him gone just because of what he does. I don't think he's going to be that guy that takes us to the next level. Maybe he could be a part, but he was never going to be that number 10, that main star guy, the highest paid player in the club.
Go for it.
I'm going to wrap up in a second.
Yeah.
He also needs to move, because if he just stays in this situation, even if he goes, let's say, because some people were talking about, oh, what if he goes to Arsenal, this and that. God damn, Rhino, you're at a party or something.
Yo, Rhino's a mad one. Go on.
What's it called? Even if he stays in England, the worst thing that will happen to him is that if he goes to a better team, let's say he goes to an Arsenal and he plays bad there, they're going to be like, see, it wasn't the club. It was you. This guy needs to just leave the country. It's just not for him right now. Go to Paris if they want you. Go to La Liga. Go to Serie A. Whoever can afford you and whoever wants you, it is a clean slate. Sometimes it's not about proving who's wrong and who's right. I don't have to be the one that was in fault, and you don't have to be the one who's the fault. Sometimes just get over it, move on, and go somewhere else. Because if you go somewhere else, he might find love from that team. We've seen it with number 11. Obviously, he's done crazy stuff, but he went to a different team, and they actually showed him love. If they could show someone like him love, I'm pretty sure they'll show someone else who's just playing bad football, hasn't done anything politically crazy. They'll show him love too, and maybe, just maybe, he'll fall in love with the sport again and actually start performing, because this doesn't look like someone who actually loves the sport. And Greg said it perfectly. You watch him, the bro is just working. I go to work every day. You know how I go to work, Saeed? I don't feel nothing.
But I don't like the narrative, you know.
I gotta work.
Can I say something? But you know what is it? Before you go, Temi, I don't like this narrative though that the media put. He's not enjoying football anymore. Like, what is that sort of narrative, man? Like, generally,
he's not. You can tell.
Take a toll.
You can tell.
We can reach a boiling point at some point where it's just like,
then retire.
Fall in love with the sport all the time.
Then retire.
Half the people that play, half the people that play football don't love the sport. They just do it because they're really talented at it.
Yeah, but
that goes for all.
But when he's playing badly,
sport.
though, when he played badly last year, he was scoring goals. But how can it change in 8 months? How can it change in 8 months?
He was poor last season. We had
the team changed in 8 months. He's gone from 20 non-penalty XG last season to 5.
I mean, would you agree with this side? Would you say his confidence is at an all-time low with Marcus Rashford?
See, I don't know. I personally, for me, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Confidence is at an all-time low.
I think Anthony is. Anthony's at all-time low. He ain't done shit.
No, confidence. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about confidence. When you look at a player, you can tell when they're confident when they're playing, and you can tell when they're not. Rashford's confidence is at an all-time low, and this is why I blame Ten Hag. He should have taken him out the firing line a long time ago. Playing him every single week and consisting that he's going to be my lineup every week has done much more harm than good, because Rashford's the kind of guy that can't play through it. He can't play through the bad form. He needs to get out, reevaluate life, all that kind of stuff, look at his game and stuff like that, and then go back on the pitch.
But do you feel like that Martial got that? Do you think Martial got that, though? Let's be honest. I don't want to bring Martial into it, yeah. Do you think Martial got that? You know what? He's not loving football, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think at some point Martial did fall out of love with football. But this is why I blame
don't think there was excuses though about that.
But this is why differentiation with the Pogba and the Martial. Those guys should have gotten the same discussion.
Facts.
About
I agree.
them like Rashford did.
I agree.
This is why I disagree with people. Just because those guys got it and maybe they're better than Rashford doesn't mean that Rashford deserves to get worse than them. That's not how life works. And that's
no. I'm not asking for that. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm not saying there's people online that are saying that this guy got worse and he was better. This guy got, bro. That doesn't. At the end of the day, abuse is abuse, bro. It doesn't matter because one guy's better than the other. That the other guy deserves.
How many times are we gonna?
No, Temi, did you want to go? Because I want to respond to that.
Yeah. Temi, go.
Yeah. So I do want to respond to two things. There was something that Rance said that was interesting to me. There was one comment.
Yeah. Big up Rance.
Big up Rance, by the way. I think he said something like, "If you're not thick-skinned, you're not built for top-level sport." I disagree with that. Let me give you an example. Like again, I think this is a cultural thing, right?
Kevin Durant.
Russ.
I was gonna say one of America's greatest athletes is one of the softest people I've ever seen in my life, right? Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah. I've heard about him.
He responds back to Twitter haters. He's very
he had a burner account.
He has burner. He's admitted to having burner accounts. He's sensitive as hell. But guess what? When he gets on the court, bro, he's a killer. He's an absolute killer.
He's gifted.
But then
Rashford's not gifted.
I don't think thick skin.
All right, then you're seeing what you want to see, bro.
I don't think being emotional.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. There we go. There's the answer.
I don't think being emotionally sensitive and or being thick-skinned has anything to do with your ability on the pitch, right? I just think.
By the way, KD's was worse than Rashford. KD went on a Twitter space and argued with a YouTuber on a Twitter space. That's what KD did.
But guys, you know what it is though.
This whole thing is null and void. Did you hear what he said? He goes on the pitch and he still kills it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the mentality is part of that. Performing on the pitch is part of mentality.
Back to
your point, yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to Temi's point. Yeah.
But KD is still thin skinned though. KD is not thick skinned, bro. The guy he gets. Yeah, he
But
sold.
Sports,
That's the day.
yeah.
Griggs,
Yeah, but you know what?
Like,
We talk
Get your mind out the gutter. What's wrong
but
with
I
you,
think
Rhino? We don't do this AO shit
point
here.
to the point about
Sorry,
what
go on,
Griggs-
Tammy.
Look
Yeah,
at Kevin
what
Durant's
Griggs
last two
was
playoff
saying
series, and
earlier
someone's
about,
backing up in the court.
the narrative that, Saeed said, the narrative of, oh, he's not
Rashford.
really football. I
Yeah.
disagree. Like when I hear that on TV, it makes me really upset because it's like, bro, there's always an excuse. Like I think that's where people get frustrated is because it's always the excuse of maybe he's just not good enough. Maybe why aren't we just saying that? Maybe he is just not good enough. Especially the English media, they do this a lot with rap. Well, let me not say everybody.
The English lot.
They always say, and it's a lot of players. They did it with Harry Maguire when he was in the firing line too. It's always, oh, he's not loving his football right now. No, maybe he's
these lot have a different mentality, man. Might as well talk about it now. Maybe he's just not that good.
exactly.
Like, why don't we talk?
No. You know why I can't do that? Because you could tell the difference between Harry Maguire's performances when he got shut from the captaincy, and then a year later how much better he looks because his confidence went back up. He found his love for the game again. That's what happened. And Rashford,
He's still
We're
cheap.
the only fan base who thinks Rashford isn't good enough.
He's still cheap.
That's different.
Yeah.
About he found his love for the game, and I'm not saying Rashford's gonna find his love for the game again and become a great player all of a sudden. I'm not saying that, but you could tell from his performances that he would have found to a certain level.
I've had enough of this.
Again, his confidence.
What's that?
What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with, Kaz?
Yeah, you know what?
I've had enough of this. I've had. You know what? Tell me. Do you finish your point? Because I don't want to disrespect you.
I want to ask Griggs and CK. Like, I mean, we had this debate. What is his level to you? Like, what is his level? What is his consistent level to you?
I honestly, at this point, I don't know what his level is anymore. I'm not gonna lie because I don't know, because at Manchester United, for me, his time is done at Manchester United. I don't think there's a way back for this. I think it's best for the club to cut ties and I think Rashford has taken a decline. I think his physical levels have taken a decline. I think he's lost a yard of pace. I think his dribbling has severely weakened. That's why when I said last year was not my favorite Rashford year. I know he bagged all the goals and I was happy for him. But the best Rashford that I've ever seen is 1920 before the back fracture. That's what for me it is. And ever since those injuries happened, I think he's taken a level down. And this is where United needs to kind of, if they want to keep him, they have to reprofile him. They cannot, and this is where Ten Hag has gone wrong. He's asking Rashford to be a wide playmaker or touchline winger. Bro, Rashford cannot be a touchline winger. He hasn't been a touchline winger since 2019. That's the last time he could do that. At this point, he's an inside forward where you have to play him in the box at all times. He should not be on the wing. That's why.
But he's also giving him the most freedom. He's also giving him the most freedom in terms of. I'm privileged.
And this is where I'm going to be critical of Marcus Rashford. You say you don't want to play striker, big bro. It's time for you to learn how to play striker because if you do want to play at the top level, you do have to redefine.
Can I respond?
The top athletes always redefine their game.
Can I respond? Can I respond to this?
Always redefine the game. He has to redefine.
Can I respond to this? Can I respond to this quickly? Yeah, because you know what? Yeah, you know what is Griggs. Respectfully, I don't give a fuck about his confidence. Do you know why I don't give a shit about his confidence? Because it's the same thing about overlap and everything. When they talk about winning mentality, we always talk about mentality. This is why I can't stand confidence players, because they're so inconsistent. We always have so many confidence players and not enough that have their own mentality. Unfortunately, our mentality players are just not that good, like McTominay's and stuff like that. I don't care if his confidence ain't that good. Guess what? When you have to come over and fly over, how much do you have to pay to come watch that crap? Yeah? And him not even putting in we talk about application as a fan, a match-going fan. I don't care. Look, I have to pay whatever I have to pay to get up to that game. And you're going to put in a bad show. That's down to the manager and the players. If your confidence is not that great because you're going to cry at home on your damn flipping pillow,
athletes aren't robots.
How do you expect a player to perform well with your confidence on the floor?
Stop. Because it's funny, yeah? No, it's funny how we love protecting these flipping celebrities, but when it comes to everyday people who struggle and everything, it's not a conversation, is it, no more? Because it's not your favorite player because they can't shoot and score top bins. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you think I give a crap about what my man's to cry about? Guess what? Go fix it then.
You should care more about your players.
No. I care about the club. I don't care about a player. I will support a player.
The players make up the club.
One sec. I will support a player. But guess what? Fans are fickle. We want results. We want to win. If you can't buck your ideas up, then get your ass and move on, mate. Because I want to win. Because I'm a winner. I'm a part of that culture.
I think it's got to that point now, though. I think, you know what? Before bringing Adam, it's got to the point now where we've been failing for 10 years. 80% of these players need to go. It's maybe time for us to develop a thick skin.
I do.
Now it's time.
That's why I've always said the Bruno and Rashford too, because they've been part of this losing culture. You have to
losing culture. Yes,
I don't disagree with that. But to say that it's their fault,
it's their
definitely
fault.
not.
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
the
no. I don't think it's their fault. No.
We have gotten to this point, and this is all Manchester United's fault. We've gotten to a point where every single player that walks through this club, when they walk back out, they're a shell of their former selves. Every single player. When Paul Pogba walked through those doors from Juventus, he was all smiling and all happy.
Yeah.
When he walked out, he aged about 25 years because of what this club did. Martial's the same way. Jadon Sancho's the same way. All these single players. And Rashford, and you know why I think it's worse than Rashford? It's because he loves this club. Like, he loved it, bro. This is his boyhood club. All that kind of stuff. He turned down offers from every single club because he wanted to be the guy that helps Man United win. And he didn't do that. So I think the worst possible thing as an athlete is to play for the club you support, because the pressure on you and
that's
a
shout.
pressure
And if you can't handle it, it's bronze.
If you can't handle it, you should walk out.
Yeah. Let me get, before you go, man. Before I bring in Adam, I'm gonna read a couple of super chats here. Big up to DF Wells. Off topic, but De Gea couldn't have here that bad. No one could bid for him. His PR is in the gutters. Thank you. Back to the topic. Okay, cool. Nate says, hold on. KD won 2 championships, and comparing basketball to football is not a good analogy. Even at Rashford's best, he's not a top player. Stop it. And he shoots from 40 yards, says AZ Media 98, and tries to dribble past 5 players. That's overconfidence. A lack of confidence is being safe and hiding from the ball. Enough. That's also one thing as well. Like, his game as well. Like, it kind of goes into the point now where it comes arrogance when you're trying to be Ronaldo. This is why I always say sometimes he acts like he's Ronaldo, but you are a Wayne Routledge, or you probably as Travis, Scott Sinclair. Let's be real, man. He's no, let me land. He thinks he's Ronaldo, but in reality, you are just like maybe a goodish winger.
On the pitch or off the pitch?
On the pitch.
If
This guy, Aaron Lennon was a good winger.
Sometimes when players are lacking confidence, they try to get it all back in one.
That's overconfidence then, Saeed, by that argument then. So now we got another contradictive issue.
No, that's not overconfidence. That's frustration. That's the wanting to get back to your best. That's what that is.
If you look at Rashford and think he's overconfident right now on the pitch, then
no. I didn't say that. I said sometimes in his game he tries to. That's why I think it's not a confidence thing, because sometimes it can become arrogant.
He's clearly struggling on both fronts, mentally and physically. Like,
that's not down to us fans, though, man. To be fair,
so why do we have to continue to pile on? Why can't we just take a step back?
But
when he says enough is enough, why do we have to keep piling on and on and on?
In sport, in my opinion, in sport, there will always be tribalism. When you
let me say something after Kaz as well.
When there's in any sport and anything that you truly love, there will always be tribalism within it. Unfortunately, and competitiveness. Unfortunately, you either get eaten, or if not, you thrive off of it. With him, you have support. He's got his own song. Yeah, he's got his own songs. Fans and singers had chanted his name. This guy went and done his thing last summer and done his thing. He got the support he needed and stuff. But why is it every time when he's having an off season, he thinks his best position's on the left, then he thinks his best position on the right, then he blames on an injury, then his best players up front? He does it with Gary Neville every single season. Always makes something, it's always an excuse. But when it comes to your average player, the average player, not just the Rashfords, the average ones, they don't get that sort of support. Why don't we give them a song? Why don't we get behind them? Because guess what? You're no better than him, because guess what? You're both losers. And if I want to call him arse and cheeksford because you can't even do a simple application, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. Because guess what?
You're part of the problem.
No, because you know what? No, you're part of the problem because you're part of a soft culture. And no one wants to call it on the panel.
What is soft? The term soft. No, you can never imagine what it's like to be in his position. You can sit there in your studio and say I'm this and I'm that, but you can never imagine what it's like to be the face of Manchester United. You can never put yourself in that position. So if he says it's enough, then it's enough, and you have to.
And the same point. Then neither can you. So you're making a point for him like you've been talking to like you're his brethren. Don't tell me what I haven't been through and stuff like that. Because what's that meant to me? Because I can pull something out now and make this whole conversation awkward.
No. Listen, guys.
Relax.
Yo, CK. Listen, cuz everyone, when we're talking in a debate show, please let's keep it football related. Yeah, we don't need to do this. What does it mean
to you? Put the team ups away.
Let's everybody here. Yeah, everybody relax. Let's keep it. Go back to football. Yeah. What I want to say is, for me, it comes down to perspective of a player. Maybe CK and Griggs, they see and they value Rashford in that sort of maybe. I don't know. CK and Rashford, do you think they should be part of the next rebuild? Do you think they should be an important
Coming
player?
up,
Like,
please.
yeah, okay. Just Griggs and CK. Do you believe that they are, can be in the next rebuild in the next phase of Man United? Do that what you believe?
They like who?
Rashford. Sorry. Yeah, Rashford. Sorry.
I think for him personally, I think he should probably go. To be honest, I think it would be best for both parties to go. But I think he has, if he wants to stay, I think he can be a part of the next phase, whether that's in a starting role or off the bench or somewhere in between. I think he has the ability to be a part of the squad. But I think it's just gotten to a point where it's best for both parties to separate.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's same with you, Grizz, isn't it? You similar?
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, maybe he could have. Because in my opinion, the next coach that's going to walk through the door, I think they're going to want to work with Marcus Rashford. But I'm agree with CK. I think he should just go. I think, bro, expiry date has reached at Man United. He could do anything. He could do he could score 40 goals next year. I don't think he went back to fan base. The majority of it. I think it's when the time is done, and he should just go.
Yeah, Adam, go ahead, guys. 1.4K in the building. Let's get to 1,000 likes, guys. By the end of the show, we need 1,000 likes. So please, bottom right hand corner, it looks like a thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to come back to the confidence thing because it does my head in.
Yeah.
Like we have a player that is lacking confidence 6-7 out of 8, 6 season out of 8. Like all the time, this confidence is low, and when his confidence isn't low, it's because he's scoring goals. But even those seasons, he's playing poorly. So we need to look at patterns here. If a player is poor over 80% of the time, maybe the player just isn't that good. And those good seasons or goal scoring good seasons are the anomalies, because 80% of the time is a very strong tendency to me. And that's how it is in life. If you are good 15% of the time, that means the rest is what is more representative of the actual level. We have a player here that we are very, very, we are willing to make excuses for him at every single opportunity, all the time. And this is elite sport. It's not fair. The highest level is not fair. We need to stop it with trying to make everyone happy and try to understand his perspective. Like we said, and Kaz agrees with this, we are not for the abuse. We are not for the personal insults. We are not for the racial stuff. This is obviously, no one is okay with it. But the problem is, we have a player that has been overprotected, overgassed, overrated all the time. So that means now he is in a state in which he believes this level that he actually doesn't have. He believes it. He bought into his own hype, and that is not good for him, and that's not good for the club. I want the club to move forward, and it's a team sport. So if I look at everything, like we are looking at Rashford and we're comparing to other players, and the same with Bruno, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and the outcome can only be judged as a collective. So now every time we have Rashford and Bruno, ever since we've had Bruno, Rashford, Shaw, Lindelof as starters, we've been terrible, and we've removed everyone. We had lineups with Igalo, Weghorst, Cavani, Lukaku, Rashford, Martial. We had many type of strikers, and some of them want some of the great strikers, and we were still poor. And we changed everything but those two players. So how about we try without them? And again, going back to what Griggs and Temi said, not Temi, CK. We have a player who doesn't have the ability of a top player, and doesn't have the mentality of a top player. So what the fuck are we doing? He doesn't have neither of the two most important components. He's not built mentally for the highest of the highest levels, and his talent isn't built for it as well. We're not discussing Neymar. We're not discussing Eden Hazard here. We are discussing someone that at best, I think, can be part of the squad and part of the rotation. Not the number 10, not the face of the club. And that's not his fault, to be fair to him. That's not his fault. But we have a player that isn't gifted to the level he's being considered to be, and doesn't have the mental strength to be at that level. So what are we doing? So we're just carrying him all the time, just like this, because he's one of our own. Well, McTominay is one of our own, and how many players are one of our own as well? We have many academy players who are not making, because this is Manchester United. It is so tough to make it at this level, so hard, and there's a reason why you get criticized, you get slated, you get recognized all over the world for what you do, and you're only as good as your last performance. This is the hard truth. So he needs to get on board with this. This is not a fair game, and most of it, it's not a fair world. Life is tough. like in sports, but in life, like we all have tough lives as well, and we get through it because the alternative is worse. What can you do? What are the options? Victimhood, or you get along with it and you say, you know what? I'll make the best of the situation I have, because we all dealt a set of cards and we make the most of it. So what do you do? Like cry and like ruminate no, you get on with it and you move forward.
I want to bring in Rhino, because I want this to be the last comment. Rhino, are you there? Because I want to make sure this. We're gonna move on to Tosin Adarabioyo.
Yeah, I'm here still. What are you saying?
Yeah, you're gonna be the last comment here on the Rashford situation.
On the Rashford thing, yeah.
And then we're gonna move on to Tosin. How do you want to end it? Like end it in a nice way, maybe. I don't know.
All right, cool. Yeah, with the Rashford thing, man. Obviously, I've had conversations with CK, Temi, and Griggs and Staffy as well, and we spoke quite in depth about Rashford and just the different circumstances around his career and whatever. And if you factor in everything, this is the one thing that I kind of end up with. He only complains when it's not going well, and that for me is a bad sign. You know, if someone speaks, no matter whether it's going well or going right, then I can respect the fact of the credibility of when they're speaking. But when they only speak when they're not playing well and they have to always defend themselves, they're coming across defensive and they're always talking about what's happening, then it's a bad sign for me. And I feel like it's a sign of weak mentality. Saeed, you mentioned the fact that maybe he's not. You don't like when people talk about the fact that he's falling out of love with football, but I think that's definitely a partial thing. Something's happening in his life, but at the same time, it all boils down to mentality. You know, there's players, you think Hazard and Cantona and Van Persie and that didn't go through problems. They just made sure when they played, it didn't affect it, and they kept it going. So at Manchester United, it's the same thing that we're complaining about Ten Hag. You need to have the mentality here. So regardless of what the circumstance is, it's always going to boil down to mentality, because that means that all the players that are balling out don't have problems in their life. You can't say that. Everyone's got problems in their life. So it boils down to mentality. So I just think Rashford's at a point in his life where I do agree with the overhyped stuff. He is a quality player on his day, but yeah, man, he's not ready for it. And I agree, it's just time to move on. So I think at the end of the day, it definitely boils down to mentality at the end of the day. No matter what however you speak.
Rhino mentioned like the Eric Cantona, all of I'm like David Beckham, all that kind of stuff. The only difference between that and now is you look at the culture within Manchester United. It's not the family-friendly Manchester United that it used to be. It's a toxic one. And Rashford doesn't have anyone to lean back to within the own club. Because we're bad. So if we were good, this would probably be going all under the radar.
That's true.
We're all bad. The whole club is toxic from the top to the bottom. And when the whole club is toxic, you're gonna have the players obviously gonna take their anger out. The fans are gonna take all their anger out on the players, which is fair enough.
Yeah,
but that's what it is. So Rashford, that's what I'm talking about, confidence and stuff like that. It's impossible. The club is just so toxic, and we've reached this point. This is what because the last decade at Manchester United. This is for me this is one of the breaking points. This is what we've come to as a fan base, where we're having discussions like this. It should never have come to that. We should never be having this long.
So don't you think, but Griggs, don't you think players like Kobe Mainoo has a lot of scrutiny going on him, but he just does what he needs to do.
The thing with Kobe Mainoo is like he's still young. He's breaking through it now, so he hasn't had the past how long has Rashford been here? 8 years. He hasn't had the 8 years of toxicity within the club. That's why
continuous.
And that's why if United don't fix up, by the way, if United don't fix up, Kobe Mainoo may end up being like this in 2-3 years. That's why it's important.
Hopefully not, man.
To fix his culture.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Forget about the performances on the pitch and all that kind of stuff. The United to get better results wise. The culture within the club has to fix itself first, because we are the most toxic club in world football, and we have the most toxic fan base, because we have the biggest fan base in world football as well. Those all go together. And if United don't fix his culture, you're going to have more Rashfords. You're going to have more Pogbas. You're going to have more Martial situations. Casemiro, Lindelof.
But then, Griggs, what you can argue is that there's players that have survived through this culture and still done well. Realistically, argue.
What United player has 8 years has not like fallen victim in the burn of United.
Oh, they've all got worse, but there's still players that have been successful during this time. You know what I mean?
And that's why I say with Rashford, I agree with people say he's just not thick, bro. He doesn't have the mentality. I agree with that.
No, that's it. Yeah,
he lets things get to, and I agree with that. And that's why I say with the PR stuff, because people talk about PR, all this kind of stuff. What Rashford's PR team is doing is bad PR. They're not it's a detriment. It's detriment. The best PR for him is to
silence.
Be quiet. And I don't like saying that, because I think athletes, I empower athletes.
Tell me, go ahead.
At this point, it's
final comment. Tell me, final comment on Rashford.
Yeah.
I think something that Adam said might have gone under the radar, which is I really want to hammer on the point is the inconsistency, right? We're having the reason we're having this debate is because of how polarizing this player is, right? We have people who think he's a top player. There's so many fans. There's a lot of fans who think he's a top player. And then there's fans like, there's not really an in-between for Marcus Rashford, right? There's not really an in-between. It's either you think and same thing with Bruno Fernandes. It's either you think they're great players or you think they're pretty bad. There's not an in-between. And this is why we're having this debate. But back to Adam's point of 6 seasons, right? In my opinion, I can say he's been let me not say objectively. I think he's been bad, a poor player. Bruno Fernandes, right? I had people going back and forth with me yesterday, bro. And I think the point of, bro, we switched out so many people, pretty much every position since I'll use Bruno Fernandes as the starting point. When he got signed, pretty much every position has been chopped and changed except for those 2 players. And it's always, we need to build the team around these players. But we've tried to build the team around those players. We've made attempts. And I would argue the talent that we brought in post Bruno is better, and Bruno and Rashford is better than the talent pre them. I could make that argument outside of like a Paul Pogba, right? But all the signings we've made, bro, there was a team that we brought out with Ronaldo, Sancho, Pogba, Greenwood, Martial,
Casemiro, Varane.
But the team is performing worse. And that's my issue with and we're talking about Rashford. People think I hate these. I want Marcus Rashford to be the best player in the world. I want Bruno Fernandes to be the best player in the world. Because why? It benefits my club.
Exactly.
That's what I want. But the reality is we've done everything to accommodate for those particular players, in my opinion, and we have not succeeded. So how about we try? People argue me, if we take out Marcus Rashford, or if we take out Bruno Fernandes out of the team we would be in 10th place. No, we wouldn't. You think we'd be in 10th? Bro, I would argue we're in 6th. I think we'd be in 5th, 4th, 6th. We'd still be in and around it. I still think we'd be in and around it. I don't think we fall and turn into a 10th place team. We're performing right now. And I saw a stat the other day. Our actual performances, we should be a 15th place side in the league.
Yeah, expected points is bad. Yeah, expected points.
Expected points. We should be a 15th place team. So what does that matter? We're performing like we're a 15th place team with those constant players. Are y'all following me with this? So it's like, it just frustrates me when we talk about these players. Like, we're doing this debate. Maybe they're just not good enough.
Yeah, no. Listen, they are not, and this is the problem. We need to get rid of 80% of these players. But listen, let's move on. Let's move on because I want to move on to Tosin Adarabioyo. Big up to HKN says, I grew up in America, Cali to be exact. You guys keep saying it's a cultural thing. It's not. It's a recency thing. Coach like Bob Knight used to cuss out their players. It's a very recent thing that America has got soft. Listen, I don't know about America. For me, listen, America's crazy. Yeah, America's mad. Yeah, New York.
Saeed, it's funny you say that because I brought up the whole debate me, CK, and Temi and Staffy and Griggs was having, and I was talking to Eddie. Big up Eddie in the chat. Eddie. And I can't remember his name right now. Sheik. Yeah, big up Sheik. Come on, my broski. Yeah. And they were talking about how it's just down to perspective and how they're mad criticizing of their players in and out of sports as well. So I think it's just subject to like whoever the person's talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, Cali, man. Listen, Cali, you from Cali, innit? CK, innit? Cali area.
Yeah.
Big up, man. Slowly says Rashford cares about being liked and his performance and his legacy. LeBron got the most abuse in the world. Do you think he knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 password hates him or abuses him? No, legacy first, PR second. Big up knowledge. Big up to HKM Music for the super chat.
Can I just say something on this side because it's actually
but we need to move on.
I'll move on.
Quickly. Go on.
I just want to say for people who say in America soft, you got to understand. Temi made that point earlier. In America, most players actually get given a platform to respond. And sometimes it triggers some of us. I personally don't like it because sometimes I feel like it's
Which platform?
In general, like there's so many players that have like Draymond. Then I was gonna say like Draymond Green as example. Draymond Green finishes his game, and then the next day his podcast gets posted on Bleacher Report.
Swear down.
And it's like he talks in a way like he's retired. You know, Saeed, when players retire and they talk about experiences or whatever, they don't play anymore. So you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Bro, you're about to play this player next week and you're talking shit about him. It just makes no sense. But that's why players here kind of like, at least when you're not given a voice, Saeed, it's even harder. Because imagine someone keeps making accusations of your name or abuse or whatever. When you get to respond, it still makes you feel better because you got to say your say. I feel like that's why I'm trying to say there's a cultural difference. In England, if someone responds, you guys get angry and like, no, just shut up. They did that with LeBron, by the way. They told him shut up and dribble, and LeBron responded to that. So it's like we got to understand we're not comparing the sports as in like functions, but I'm just comparing the environments. Here you actually get a say on what happens, and that's why like players that just feel like there's a little bit more freedom to defend their names, I should say. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro. We can
yeah. Let's move on. Let's go and talk about Tosin Adarabioyo. Please, guys, make sure you like the video. Exclusive, Tosin Adarabioyo will leave Fulham as free agent in the season, as he's already informed the club. Final decision being made. Despite new contract proposals, Tosin decides to leave and he will be available as a free agent with several clubs keen on signing him. That is, for me, one of them should be Man United. Let me ask you a question. Is anybody against the signing of Tosin Adarabioyo? Please raise your hands if you are.
I don't really know much about him.
Exactly. I don't know much about him, so my opinion I don't think is valid.
Same.
I think it would be a great.
You're on mute, Cass.
We employ Victor Lindelof. I'm totally not against it.
Yeah. Because I got a lot of.
What position is he?
Center
back.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I love this guy. You know what? You get him.
No, he's on a free. He'd be on a free signing. He's played very well for Fulham this
How old
season.
is he?
26, 27 in September.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he came out of the City Academy. He was the captain of the City Academy. I think 18s or 21s. Wilcox made him the captain. He's been solid this whole season. He's definitely would be an upgrade on the center back options that we have right now.
We need a lot of center backs too.
Yeah, in terms of just depth and on a free signing, no brainer for me.
Let me put a poll out. Yes or no, people. I'm going to put a poll out. Because I got bare stick in my comments today, you know. Let me show you the comments I got here today.
You know what it is, Saeed? You know what it is,
Sorry?
Saeed?
Yeah.
Our fan base has shiny new toy syndrome. That's really
yes.
Our fan base.
Yes.
Our fan base is drunk on marquee signings. They're not drunk on. What we need to be drunk on is simplicity. Like instead of trying to hit home runs, we should try and be. So I hope this analogy lands. But instead of us trying to hit home runs, we should be trying to, hit a single, hit a double, right? Just like do things very simply, as opposed to trying to sign a galactic. Bro, look what. And I hate to use them as examples, but like if we're trying to do what Real Madrid is doing, it's not going to work, right? Mm-hmm. We have to honestly take a page out of Liverpool's book. Right, low cost, high efficiency signings. Signings like McAllister. People don't like Gakpo. I like Gakpo.
I like Gakpo.
Gakpo, nah, he's dead, man.
You're not allowed to say that. That's abuse.
I'm trying to make it.
That's true.
Our fans think that if you don't sign a world class player, right, we're not doing a good thing. And I've listened to Sir Jim talk a lot. I've listened to a lot of his interviews. I think his strategy is right. He's not looking to sign Mbappe. He's looking to sign, the player before he gets to
He said the next Mbappe, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Excuse me. He's not trying
to bugging a little bit with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, but the point.
He doesn't mean it literally. Don't be that.
He doesn't mean it literally. He's just saying, like, I want to sign that player before he gets to that level.
Like we did with Ronaldo.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is.
So I'm really excited for this this summer transfer window, because I think it's gonna make a lot of fans mad. But I think we're going to be making a lot of good decisions, which we haven't done in quite a while. So,
and there'll be no expectations on him either. So, when they're coming for free, people can't be like, oh, but it costs 80 million, all this stuff. There's no expectation on him, because guess what? You got him for free. Even if he performs under par, it's like, okay, well, we got him for free. And he's a rotation.
Exactly.
And he's 26, 27. I like that age. Like I'm a
age.
For center back, with some experience.
Yes. Yeah. As long as he can put a shift in, I'm not even against it, man. We just need to fill in these spots.
I think he can also play both sides. I think he can do left and right side.
Yes.
Or is he both footed?
Not both footed, but he's so good on the ball, man. A lot of people say he's not good on the ball. Bro, he's good on the ball, man. And one thing about it, Jason Wilcox.
Fulham play ball, by the way.
They play ball, man.
They're thinking of a mistake against Liverpool. That's what they're thinking about. I guarantee.
Oh, okay. Jason Wilcox, though, man. He's the guy that brought him up from the academy. So that's a good sign. He could be coming United. Sancho could be coming back as well. It's good times, man. You know what I mean? So
Sancho's coming back, man.
Yeah. He has the championship. I really like players who have like had the grind in the championship, right? Like he played a full season in the championship, won the championship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for me, that's a green tick, right? When you've grinded in that league for a long time, had to sit there and suffer through, because it's you can make an argument it's one of the hardest leagues in the world, right? To go through that grind. So
100%.
I think it's a low risk.
Low risk, yeah.
Exactly. It's a low risk.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of clubs in for him though.
It's easy.
I know.
Spurs. I think Spurs are our biggest contender.
But they could have got him last season. They could have got him for last summer though. Oh, to be fair, he was going to cost you a bit of money.
He rejected it though.
He rejected it. I know.
Spurs are going to be a more attractive club to get.
But is he going to start over there though? I don't think he's going to start, man.
At Spurs, no.
I mean, he could give Romero. Romero's overrated.
Nah, man. They got Draggers in as well. Man.
Unproven.
He's better than that guy.
To be fair, they're going to be in Champions League football maybe next year, and also Europa League.
Let's be honest, he's not better. He's better than Dragushin. Like we've seen more performances from Tosin at Fulham than Dragushin. I saw him get skinned like not that long ago. He don't even play these days, though.
No. I mean, I don't think he's better than Van de Ven.
You know what I like about it? It's Premier League. He's Premier League proven as well, so we don't have to wonder how quickly or how long he's going to adapt to the league. He's a unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as we don't send anyone from the Dutch league, bro, it's calm.
Hey, you see Liverpool? They linked with one of their final players already.
Don't lie. Who? But he's good though. No. I'm talking about the one Ajax. The Ajax one's good though. There's a kid at Ajax that apparently has been touted to be a good player. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That's an Arsenal kid right there. He's Arsenal.
He's calm.
But so let me ask you a question here. In the summer, in terms of centre backs here, who does everybody rate? Like, is there anybody like Todibo? I don't think Todibo's gonna happen. You know, I'll be real with you. I think he's going.
I like Todibo.
I really want him.
I like him as well.
The only reason why it might not happen is because I don't think I'm not sure if Ineos will want to go to the.
If that don't happen, that's
relationship this early.
Howler.
I think we can do better than
him. Yeah, flex a little bit, man. Like we need it.
It can get tricky if you go first window just buying like.
Nice's defense is so good though, man. Nice's defense is good. It's their attack that's been poor. That's what let them down this year. I think Todibo, the way he defends wide area, we need something like that.
Yeah, he could be the right center back, right back hybrid.
Yeah, you know he could run. He could kind of run. He could. Sometimes I don't want to see it though.
That right center back slot is tricky. The left center back slot is tricky. I'm still gonna go for my boy who had a good performance against Liverpool on Wednesday at Goodison Park, Branthwaite. I thought he did really well against Liverpool, but all depends on the price. Because Everton I think they're surviving now.
There's a left center back, John Lucimi from Bologna. Right now, he's super versatile. He can play left back, left center back, and
he's 25, I think too.
I'm gonna be honest. There's this someone called Euro, and then he's like 19. I ain't watched bare of him. He plays for like Lille.
That's Madrid, bro.
He's going to Real Madrid.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Euro.
He's too good.
Is he that good?
Yeah. He's either gonna be like he's good right now, but like when he's like 24, it's gonna be.
I think Madrid are trying to get him now, and if he don't go Madrid, I think he's going PSG. So one of them two clubs. So I don't know. The center back market is actually kind of tough because like there's a lot of them, but it's all about the pricing. You have to find
I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna spend the Branthwaite thing is like I don't think they're gonna spend 80 million pounds on a player this summer. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, it all depends on the price.
What did you think about that money, by the way? Only 100 million to spend this summer. Did you see that?
I don't believe that.
That's the same brief that comes out every year, and we spend like.
I know, man. I know.
I'll also say like I think that they're gonna be. I think this brass is gonna be a lot more shrewd in the market, right? I think we're gonna sell a lot of players, right? And I also think that we're gonna be a lot more. There's what I said earlier. I think fans are gonna be initially frustrated because we're not going for those those superstars, right?
We need to go get like people like Murillo. I like him from Nottingham Forest. They might go down. He's a baller. There's that one from Bournemouth. He plays at the back. I can't, what's his name?
Alex Scott, is it?
Oh my goodness.
No, he's got a defender. Is it Zabani or something like that? Zabani. He's another player. See, they don't get caught.
That left back, bro. Oh my.
Kim Min Jae, let's run it back, man.
No, I do agree. We got to hit a Bayern and be like, what's the Kim Min Jae requirement?
Broski. But it's Ragnick, man. Let Ragnick deal with this. And I think Ragnick, will he willing to help us out? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality.
You guys never learn,
man.
do you?
Hey,
You guys never learn, do you?
Wow, what's the limit? What's Safi gonna say? What's Safi gonna say?
You guys never learn, bro. We're trying to do the same thing we did with Dion. Go, let's go again, bro. She rejected you twice. Don't go.
No, but they played the release card. He didn't reject us. He didn't reject us. We didn't play the release cards.
Okay. But
Nah, it's just, you know what,
okay,
Steffi?
don't argue to technicality though, Said. I'm saying we failed once. Let's not try it again.
Nah, it's just
A lot
that,
changed in a year, bro.
Mason Mount was just more urgent. Like, it's obvious. Like, you can see it. It's been very useful, hasn't it?
Yeah, because that's the manager. Listen, you know what it is here? A lot of people don't understand. This guy was voted Serie A's best defender, helping Napoli win the title, their first in 30 years. He's not a scrub. The problem is, you have managers who favor.
Is he good at buying, though? Is he really that good, though?
He had a good start to the season, then he got dropped for some reason. And all of a sudden, Delict came out of nowhere. Then Dyer came out of nowhere. That was because of the manager's preferences, not because of the situation with Kim and Jay. He's not a scrub. These lot are just listening to rants. He's not a scrub, bro. He's a quality defender. Did anyone watch Serie A? This is a problem, though. Nobody watched Serie A last season. He was voted the highest, what do you call it, the best defender in that league. And they have good defenders, you know. Italy have good defenders. Bastoni. They have so many good defenders in Italy.
Yeah. And they have a tradition.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but
what
if we get too cool? There's no Kim Min Jae.
Hey?
No point.
Exactly.
No, it's time to start learning Eric Dyer if you get Thomas Tuchel, bro. You're gonna bring Eric Dyer over here.
That's what I just say, bro. I'm not going for a guy who got benched to Eric Dyer.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? No, hold on. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Okay,
what does that mean?
It's such a superficial way to judge. Yes, I feel like this is probably the laziest way I ever tried to argue something here.
It makes sense.
I hear it.
However, bro,
I hear it.
At the end of the day, someone in that club looked at this guy and they said Eric Dyer should start over him. Yeah. I don't know whose fault it is, but I'm not trying to find out. You got what I'm saying?
Dire circumstances. Dire circumstances.
I'm not trying to understand. You know, Ryan, you know when like everyone loves a girl's analogy here. When a 10 is going out with like a 6, you know, and you're like, how did that happen? I don't want to know. Just keep it away from me. I'm not trying to know when this someone
Maybe Kim
messed
and Jay
up.
is a great personality, bro. You don't know.
Bro, you know what it is? I'm not trying to know why he got benched. Is he better than Dyer? Possibly. Why did he get benched? I'm not trying to find out. Really not. I'm not trying to do what Havertz and Arteta did in Arsenal. I'm not trying to be Dr.
Okay,
Phil, bro.
Why don't you
Go solve these personality issues
who's
away
better?
from me.
Who's better, Anthony or Ahmad?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I think Anthony, yeah.
I think Anthony's better than Ahmad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ahmad is better than Anthony.
Don't run now.
No.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
we will talk about them.
No context. No context. Clip that.
Bro, I swear, bro, I just had a brain fart. I was thinking of who starts over who. I was like, Anthony. That's the question I thought of. No, I rate Ahmad over Anthony.
Just because the player's getting benched by another guy don't mean that
No. I know, which is why I admit it. It's a lazy way to look at the situation and judge it. But you know what it is, Adam? I could look at United and let's say someone doesn't watch United. He's like, Steffi, who's better, Anthony or Ahmad? And I'm like, it's Ahmad. And they're like, oh, so how come Anthony starts? I'm just gonna tell them about how much of Ten Hag is a moron because I know that. I have zero interest, but I have zero interest to go to Bayern and find out why this guy's being benched. I'm not trying to deal with it. You got what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to deal with it.
Bayern fans don't rate him. Listen, Bayern fans don't have a say. Upperman Carlos not playing. Kimmich apparently is having bust up with what do you call it? Tuchel because he's. Yeah, bro, Kimmich.
To be fair, Tuchel is right about Kimmich. Kimmich is a right back. He had to give up the midfield.
Yeah. But I'm saying they're having problems over there, man. It's political. It's very, very political over there at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I think
so. That's why I like to do.
Can't like Griggs. You got stuff there, boy.
I think that Napoli season, I don't know if he's as good as that one season, but I also don't think he's worse than Dyer. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's ever gonna get back to that level. I personally don't. I could be wrong. You know,
as I said, I highly doubt that Dyer is better than him. But I'm not trying. Remember the mystery machine in Scooby Doo? I'm not trying to take my mystery machine, drive all the way to Bavaria, and find out, bro. I don't want to do that. We did that with Mount. I didn't want to know why Mount is being hated by Chelsea fans when he's rated by so many other people. Look at me now. I don't want to get stuck in another one of these. Give me someone who's performing right now, the top notch in his position, just based on last season.
Who's that then? Who's that then?
I'm not arguing your point.
I'm just talking about just our general approach. Like, go get me the ones that are actually performing well.
Yeah, like
make a list out of them and be like, okay, this is the list that we have. I'm not trying to solve no more problems, Saeed. I don't want to take the mystery machine and go to Allianz Arena. I don't care for that.
Kim and Jay is like,
they're not selling him.
Me, I think Thomas Tuchel's a good coach. I wouldn't want him at Man United right now based off of what happened at Bayern this season. I don't want to take that like.
So who would you take? Who would you take off the back of your head?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn. There's a couple candidates. Like if Nagelsmann's available, I'm very
not available.
Did he just?
Yeah. Wait. One sec. Who else?
Okay.
Say De Zerbi. You know you're gonna say it.
I don't want to say De Zerbi. I'm torn on him too. I'm torn on him.
If you said De Zerbi, I'm leaving the stream, bro. I'm leaving the stream. If you said
that's what I say. Tuchel. We don't want Tuchel, but we might have no choice.
No. That's listen.
Yo, give me Thiago Motta, man. I want to learn Italian, but I want to learn a different Italian.
So again, that's yeah. Go on.
If we got Thomas Tuchel, I would not be sad. I was before Xavi just got said he's staying at Bayern.
He signed.
You know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or excuse me, I said Bayern. Barcelona. I was very interested in Xavi too, which I know a lot of people don't.
So we're United, to be fair. It came out that United were interested in him.
Okay, I did not know that, but yeah, I personally was like, we should be going after Xavi. Like that's who we should be. To me, that's
man.
Right. No, Xavi's a good manager, bro.
Wait, Xabi Alonso or Xavi?
Xavi.
You know what?
Xavi.
Barcelona?
What is it that people don't like about De Zerbi? Can we have an open discussion here? What is it that people don't like about De Zerbi?
It doesn't fit the United. It doesn't fit this. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think for me, it's he doesn't have a plan B, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's my idea. Thank you.
Yesterday I saw some tweets praising him.
You don't change it. It's not pragmatic.
Praising him for sticking to his football principles when they were getting rinsed by Man City in that first half, and I'm like, that's not admirable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not admirable to me. Like you, as a manager, I love the Ancelotti type managers. I look at the team I have,
and old school managers.
And I build the
Zerbi gets packed, man.
I build a team based on the skills I have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a one track mind. Pep has a way of playing, but he's adaptable still, right? There was a season where he played 3-4-3, right? This season,
I mean, he innovates every season.
He's always every season. I want a manager who's not just rigid in his ways. I want a manager who can adapt. And I hate to use this, even though he can't come to our club, but again, Xavi, like very adaptable. People don't like him because he's a bit pragmatic. But
all these coaches that we mentioned don't have no plan Bs. They all play one way, and that's it. That way.
To be fair, though, the newest crop of the JDP coaches, I think Xabi Alonso is the best one for a reason because he's shown he can be adaptable. You see, the Europa League is 4-4-2.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, Bundesliga is 3-4-3, so that's like a little bit of
I am gonna lie.
I don't think the formation reflects the flexibility. Like I think, for example, Pep uses many
in possession.
Yeah, exactly. And Nagelsmann and Marco Rosa, they all have the same idea and the formation change, but the principles are the same.
Of course.
And Ancelotti is a good example. I think he's very adaptable. I think you have to. There are like two types of manager. Managers there are those with a complete system, and there are those that coach and are flexible and tweaks. Like I think Ancelotti is like that. I think Mourinho is like that. I think, for example, more of a Simeone, and I think Pep, Klopp, Nagelsmann, those managers are systems. Like in philosophy, is the same thing as well. Like you have philosophers with complete systems to analyze everything with a theory that touches every sphere. Like for example, of you. And then there are other managers, there are other philosophers, for example, who have great ideas or great concepts, but they don't have a complete system. And I think this is where I'm torn. I don't know if I want someone like Ancelotti or if I want someone with a complete system, because there are pros and cons to both. Like like someone for example, like De Zerbi, you could play very, very well, and with a better team and with more money, you could like achieve great things.
Absolutely.
But you could get smoked, and you could say, maybe, you know what, we didn't need to get cooked like we did if you were just a bit more pragmatic. So I think it's a balance. Like, to be honest, like
the only thing with De Zerbi is I think his style fits the way that I think Ineos want to play. When you look at the people that they're bringing in, Omar Barada from City
as well. He kind of said everything as well about possession.
You see like the briefs that came out this week. Wilcox is saying that he wants to see possession style football, like and Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox, obviously both coming from the City group, like that's the style of football that they play. And obviously Pep has praised De Zerbi to no end, talking about the way that he talks about football. He's a big fan of him. And I just think with De Zerbi, obviously there's pros and cons. The pros are, we're obviously going to be a lot more compact than we've seen this season. It's going to be a lot more structured. The buildup is going to be very automated. But the cons are sometimes that sort of style can zap why we all watch football for, the creativity and the off the cuff sort of stuff. There's not as much of that in De Zerbi's system, and that's a lot of what United is built on. Pacey wingers who take on their men and counterattacking and all of that stuff. So I'm a little hesitant on how the fans and how the fan base, match going fans and how the fan base in general would react to that style of football. And I think a lot of the faults that you're seeing is that style of football without top players. I think you need, with his system, top in possession players to really execute it at a high level. So we would need to buy appropriate players.
When I look at De Zerbi though, there's a Twitter account that says something about his build-up play. He has way too many guys in the first phase, which is a key reason why Brighton aren't able to sometimes be as clinical and have as many chances. For example, there was an instance with Baleba, right? He had a chance to turn and go into open space, but because the system is always about build out the back, he turned back and made a pass for no reason. It's that kind of stuff. You can't take that out of a player, especially at United, because the moment fans see that at United, the match going fans like you, Saeed, you're gonna start looking at the manager yo, what's going on here? Why are we passing backwards when we can go forwards and attack? It's that kind of stuff. So I think with De Zerbi, I do think the Ineos want that possession style manager, but I think there's several possession style managers that have different views of how to play possession style football. I think for me, De Zerbi's is way too safe.
I think Tuchel's nailed on. I think whether you like it or not, I think Tuchel's coming. We talk about.
I would love Tuchel, to be honest.
The best available. They quoted the best available that's currently going around in that crop. The best of that crop. Unfortunately, we don't know if Zidane would ever come, and that's just
Zidane's a dream, man.
He's a dream, but he's more of a Finnish manager. We just got to notice that whoever comes in, it's just a stepping stone at the end of the day for 2-3 years to see where we go from there. Well, we say 3 years, probably 2 years, knowing the patience of our fan base. 2 years.
I've got a feeling it's Tuchel. I don't know what it is about me, but I just think it's Tuchel, man. I
wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. Would it be my first
I would.
Why? But why?
Why?
Because for me, is it an amazing upgrade on Erik ten Hag? Yes or no?
Is De Zerbi?
Yeah, it is.
De Zerbi, yes, because you know why? The style of football would change
you talk
significantly.
about anyone in relation to Ten Hag, it's any manager is
but Tuchel doesn't bring that. Yeah, he doesn't bring that belief.
De Zerbi does.
These men are going to look up to Tuchel and think that. They're not going to.
I do.
You know why De Zerbi would inspire me? Because
no.
Wait. He took Pep down in a Champions League final. You think people are going to look at what is De Zerbi?
So did Leon. So did so many teams, man. Leon did it. There's so many teams that tactically beat Guardiola in the Champions League. Listen, it can happen on a one-off game, yeah.
No, you know what? It's not just a one-off game, Saeed. The season when he was at Chelsea, even in the FA Cup, they outplayed
him 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. He's a cup manager then. Okay, cup manager.
Yeah.
Oh, he beat them in the league too, though.
Yeah, Pep's numbers still.
I'm looking at the performance. They took the ball off City. And
so did Oli, man. What's your point here, man?
No.
Oli stopped Pep a couple of times. Oli.
You know how we beat City today with Oli.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Oli, man.
Hold on a second. You know what, Saeed? Oli beat Pep, but Tuchel outplayed him more than once.
Okay.
This is my nuance. And Tuchel wouldn't be my first point, but at least he's a competent manager with something to his name and trophies to his name and a status.
Trophies.
The first season, I want. If you tell me Tuchel for one season, Ten Hag goes this summer and Tuchel goes the next summer, yeah, fine, take it. Don't have a problem. We have people now in place to make good decisions, or at least we hope so. So they'll figure out. And you know what? Another thing that I like with Tuchel, he's not going to be afraid to bench players.
Yep.
And this is something I'm craving. I can't lie. I want.
But Dom makes a good point. I've seen him start some players, and I feel like, what are you doing?
He has these moments where he does some madness.
It's just like, what are you doing?
He's in that upper. No, he's not in the top tier in my opinion.
He's a top tactician. I think he's a top.
I think he's in the level right below.
Just under it, and
right below the.
Why are we not linked to Hansi Flick? I still don't understand why people.
That's my number 2, man.
For me, Thomas Tuchel's a better manager.
Nah, man. Listen, the guy won a treble. Respect the guy who won a treble, man.
Sextuple, you mean?
Sextuple, then.
I would like.
Come
like
on, man,
Luis
Staffy.
Enrique. I'd like a Luis Enrique.
Not
to come
Staffy.
back.
I mean, Griggs.
bro.
Sorry, Griggs.
No, but I'm not gonna look at like, okay, Hansi Flick won the like Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. Fair play. I'm not taking away from the accomplishment, but let's look at
Against
the
Tuchel.
Okay, but you can also make the case that PSG went toe to toe with them that same game. All that, the only difference was
Neymar,
that Neymar made
was
his
a
chance, and
Neymar
made
did. Yeah,
his chance.
Neymar was
Individual
unbelievable.
brilliance.
For me, PSG was a better team. But I look at that Bayern team. Okay, first of all, Europe was very weak that year because City, that was the year that they fell like 30 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool got knocked out by Atletico in the round of 16, and then you had one-legged Champions League ties. The Bundesliga is the Bundesliga. So
Yeah, it was one-legged.
Even this year, look at Thomas Tuchel, right? Bayern's like rate when it comes to points and wins and losses, that kind of stuff, is higher than some of the title-winning seasons. They're just going up against a team that's undefeated. They haven't lost a game. Like Leverkusen.
By the way, look at the way they've got up to the Premier League, the Champions League. By the way, it's not been that great. You know, they beat a group that had United, Copenhagen, and they. Let's be honest, man. They struggled. You know, they lost.
Would you care, though?
Let me land.
Saeed's angry that they beat us.
That man struggled against United, bro. Struggled against Copenhagen. What did they have next round? Who did they have next round? Lazio. They struggled with Lazio. They struggled with Lazio. Then it was Arsenal who have no heritage, yeah? So that man got, easy like that one. I just think for me, this guy is a false guy, man. He's a cup manager. Premier League bread and butter, yeah? You man are going to be watching Tuchel week in, week out.
So who do you
fucked
Saeed, who do you want?
I wanted Simone Inzaghi. Inzaghi.
Be realistic.
I know it's not happening. Okay, for me, the most realistic one is going to have to be De Zerbi. It's going to have to be De Zerbi.
You would want De Zerbi.
The man that want Tuchel were desperate, bro.
De Zerbi over Tuchel, yes.
I would agree with that because when you go to games, I do want to be entertained, bro.
You want to be entertained, man.
Do you know what Manchester United in this current iteration, right? What they needed for a manager, they need someone to just build it back up to us. We need stability. That's what we need.
Yeah.
And Tuchel is a guy who's been hopping jobs for the past couple of years. He's been hopping jobs for so many years.
By the way, who kept Dortmund afloat after Jurgen Klopp left?
I'm talking about structurally. We need a manager who's going to come in, who's experienced, won things at the highest level, and just
then bring back Mourinho. Then, man, bring back Mourinho. Why do you bring back Mourinho? Bring back
Someone take the
Mourinho.
mic off Saeed, bro. Someone take the mic off Saeed.
Bring back Mourinho.
Saeed, listen, that new mic sounds good,
Bring
Saeed.
back
but you're gonna put it on
Mourinho.
mute,
If you
Saeed.
want Tuchel, I want Mourinho back. If you want Tuchel, bring me back Jose Mourinho. Yeah, let's run it back.
Saeed,
No.
Let's run it back.
Tuchel has been a better
I swear
manager
to you.
than Jose Mourinho in the last 9 years.
Surely we
Every
get an
single year,
indication.
Thomas Tuchel has washed the floor with Jose Mourinho.
Surely we get an indication soon who are managed. Like, are you sacking him or are you not? What are they waiting for? I want to know who it is.
I'm gonna
Like,
bring a couple of comments from Ten Hag. Apparently, he's been waffling. Apparently, let me just bring you super chats in.
What's
Love
new,
United.
Saeed, man?
Love United. Hate the op says, guys. I think Ineos are keeping every time for one more season and getting McKenna if he manages to get extra Premier League. What a job from League One Premier League. Listen, big up to McKenna, man. He could be promoted, so big up to McKenna.
Hey, McKenna.
David Smith says,
Oh.
I'm not Tuchel's biggest fan, but he's got big experience. De Zerbi has taken away too many big defeats at United. You can't get away with it over there. Big up my guy Adams from Canada. He says, De Zerbi system is the baddest. That's a 10, but on any given day, she could get yammed by the best and worst looking man. That's a big AO. Big up the panel, always bring the fire, smash the like. Guys, we need 1,000 likes, man. We need 1,000 likes, guys. Ten Hag has been speaking. He said, this comment here, I don't know what you lot think about this. He said, this year we stand still, but when everyone is available, he loves that comment, innit? Definitely we're competing for top 4. I'm confident of that. So what does it mean? Is he asking for one more season here? Is he asking for one more season?
Man.
Top 4, big man, clap, man.
Hey, wait. Do you know what disgusting? Can I say?
Yeah, man.
Do you know how disgusting this comment is? Because on that basis, why are you talking about why this season? Yeah, we was meant to build off last season. Yeah, we meant to build off last season. So if everyone's available, technically competing for top 4, no, you should be in a title race. You should be in a title race, mate. Like considering how crap Liverpool are and you had the number, so that itself is shocking. That is Arsenal mentality.
Exactly. You know what? This is if everyone is fit and I have all of the players I have and the 400 million I spend. Like with the
we should be challenging our 3rd season, really. Let's be honest.
This, man. Like spend 400 million. Man. If everyone is fit and you spend 400 millions and you're talking about competing for top 4, you need to come on.
You need to go.
In your 3rd season.
There's three
Yeah,
words
go
to
on.
give it Ten Hag. Give it up. That's as simple as that. That's all you gotta say about
No,
it.
but in his
Give it
third
up.
season, man's talking about top 4, man. Like, broski, like, yo, you should be looking at. I said, yeah, in his second season, he needs to be narrowing the gap in terms of quality of football to Arsenal and Man City. We haven't even done that, bro. And you're talking about top 4. We're nowhere near Aston Villa. Tactically, you're nowhere near Ange Postecoglou, bro. Look where you are. You're 10, 15 points behind Aston Villa.
We should
And Chelsea next season, if they get rid of Pochettino, I'm telling you guys now, Chelsea have got good players, you know. Chelsea have got good players. They just need a serious manager. If they go get Amarin, broski, we're not finishing top 4 next year again.
I ain't trying to look at Scott McTominay still at this club somehow, and he plays in DM, even though we got capable enough players. Not tiring him. I'm not having.
That's the most important thing about this summer, honestly, is the people. How much rid of late we can sell.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to say get rid of players. It's abuse.
You know what's mad, yeah? The situation is Varane, Casemiro. I know a lot of people want him out, so it'll be Varane, Casemiro. It'll be Anthony. I don't know what the situation with him is, but
he's staying as a build.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's peak right now, man.
Don't worry, Saeed. Anthony's got the fundamentals. It's fine. It's fine.
By the way, Ahmad's got to start tomorrow.
Fuck up, the Rhinos. Not every show we're going back to.
It wasn't just Saeed. It was Ranks. Ranks is also backing it. Do you remember Rhino? He's backing him as well because he's got some okay basics.
Rhino wants to bring him up every show, man.
But the last 2 games now, the man don't talk about him. I didn't even hear the man talk about him last 2 games. I thought,
every show we'll talk about this. Every show you want to talk about this.
Are
you his agent or something, bro?
Staff, you know what it is? I purposely didn't bring it up last show because I didn't want the man to embarrass themselves. It's fine.
Is Ahmad going to start tomorrow?
How generous of you. Thank you so much, Rhino, for not making us embarrass ourselves. Thank you so much.
Because the man then told me
was walking out last game saying Hoyland had a good game. You were saying Hoyland had a good game. And now
cool stuff. Let's add the context. The man that wrote off Anthony for what 12 months. Then all of a sudden said they saw things that they never used to see. And then I said to the man them, what if it's a purple patch? What if it disappears? What's their excuse? They said, oh, but you can see the fundamentals. He's doing things he's never done. Okay, so explain the last 2 games then. That's what I want to know.
They saw Travella. They saw the Travella pass, and then they thought, yeah.
No. That's not what we said.
This is it. We're starving. You know it's happy. You know what it is? Aki, we are starving.
We're desperate, bro. That's what it is.
No, but here's the thing. Rhino kept bringing it up, and I said the reason why it's not a purple patch is because a purple patch is when I see you doing something that you've been doing already, but now you're so consistent at it in such a short time, and you're doing it a lot that I'm like, wow, you just caught fire out of nowhere. Like you're on form that I haven't seen before.
I heard that.
When I argued Anthony, I said he's been doing stuff that I haven't seen him do before, so I give him praise. Equally, I will say he's been shit the last 2 games. And bro, you acting like I say his shit don't stink.
So what makes you give faith? What makes you have more faith that under a good manager that it will be different? Then that's where I don't understand, because I know everyone gets onto me with the Hoyland thing, but I feel like but I feel like the general consensus was okay. We just know Hoyland shit, but Anthony's showing fundamentals, but. In this club, you can't read any player realistic unless you're as good as Kobe Mainoo. Who can you really read? Really, like that's why I feel like it's just mad.
This argument is all over the place. I don't know, like what point we're trying to make.
Our club's in a mess. That's what it is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we're comparing Anthony to Hoyland and then to Mainoo. There's so many things that we're talking about. Right now. Like,
it's
I can't really make an argument to anything you're saying.
Just get this coach out. Get this gaffer out. That's all we need to do, Staffy. I know we agree on that. Get this gaffer out.
And most of these players are not good enough, and I've already said that. Was Hoyland supposed to be 70 million? I don't think so. Was Anthony supposed to be 80 million? No, I don't think so. I think that's the best way to leave it at.
100%.
Let's give it up for real, though. Let's give it up for real.
Let me bring
this again. Listen,
Before we wrap up, big up to Love United. United are dreaming of Ineos are not sacking Ten Hag. They can't afford that. They don't want to pay 20 million for Rashford. You man think they can sack him,
man.
And take Poch. Remember that Eric Ten Hag versus the Poch debates. Yeah, for real, man. That was crazy. But let me quick go around here. Is Ahmad starting tomorrow? Is Ahmad starting tomorrow?
Who are we playing tomorrow?
Burnley at home.
Does it
I
really
won't be
matter
there,
right
man.
now who we're
Oh,
playing?
this
You're
is-
acting like based on the opposition you're playing.
Hey, Burnley at home. Oh
I
my,
don't
we're
think so.
dinnered. We're dinnered, man. We're
I'm
finished,
had
man.
come on and
Fuck's
change the
sake.
game against Sheffield.
This club,
Again.
Burnley. Fucking
Right now,
hell.
he didn't start. He didn't start versus Sheffield at home. Why would he start against Burnley?
Yeah,
Because you
man.
know what? Because this time I think Tenor will play and just say, "Look, I proved the point. I'm not just playing." That's what
Bro,
he's
he's
do.
gonna say he trained well.
It's
That's
about
all.
the youth. It's about the
Yeah.
youth.
It's,
But the
you know
youth.
it already.
Bro, you know what's
we're,
mad,
we're
yeah?
finished, man. Then, man.
It's
We're
white
embarrassed,
mega
bro.
mind,
Nah.
man.
Now, Ahmad, listen, every game he plays well, but the problem is it's not enough in it. He doesn't do the
Ahmad
crazy
is so good as
extravagant,
well.
you know. And Ante stuck the place out yesterday, bro. He stuck the place out the other game, man.
I didn't even know we're playing tomorrow. I forgot.
Yeah, man, Burnley,
I would-
man, Burnley.
I would like to see
Burnley.
Ahmad take a little bit more risks. When
You know
he
what I
plays,
clocked the
though.
other day, Saeed?
I like Ahmad, man.
In what? But the thing is, though, in what way, CK? Because the problem is, yeah, we play with everyone is the same. Like Garnacho,
Nah,
Rashford,
shit.
they all
Yeah.
want to take the risk. Sometimes it's good to have
No,
a bit of balance
no,
on
of
the
course,
side.
of course. No, he's
You know
so
what I mean?
tidy with the ball.
He does
keeps
hold
the
on
ball-
to the ball a little bit too long.
He just a little bit. He's just a little like
We
I
need
think
more
he's still
players like
building
that.
the confidence to play. I think a lot
That's
of it is
it,
maybe
yes.
Tenog's do like not
Exactly.
giving him the opportunities. He might be scared to like
Bro, he's always having to go at
maybe
him.
take risks
That's the right
because
thing to
he
do.
might get benched. But I would like
that
to see him go for it.
Because you know what, we were talking about Rashford's confidence earlier. But when you are low on confidence, the thing you need to do is keep it simple, make simple passes.
Yeah.
It's so
I agree
Get
with
back to
that.
the basics.
you
Yeah.
get back to the
Sure,
basics,
no.
so you can't be
He's
criticized.
done
So
that.
I think Ahmad is doing the right thing, and every time we need more players like that. We need more players that, like, quote unquote, do nothing, get the ball and pass it, so we can build a proper platform to then start creating waves of attack. Because
One
we
thing
can't-
is, though, like, if he does want to start more games, though, he probably has to take more risks.
CK, man,
Even
some
though Ten
bad
Hag
news for
loves
you there.
that.
Barcelona
Why?
still
Why?
working
Why
on
can't- why
operation
can't, like,
defensive.
Look at this. I think
No,
he's
no, no.
I think
Bro,
the trio
Onana
against-
in Barcelona would cook crazy.
Barcelona.
See,
Hey,
man,
hey.
wait.
Take it.
Pedri,
Barcelona.
Pedri,
Inshallah, they take an honor. Get him out.
Wait, hold on, hold on. So
Hey,
you're
Giggs
telling
is
me
1-6
homeboy.
away from having a
That's
crazy.
CK, bro. That, you think I really
Pedri,
CK, bro? That's
Gundo, and
that's the leading
Onana.
stalker,
That's
man.
a crazy.
Wait, let me ask something.
Who's,
Let me ask something.
who's defending? Anana in the DM, yeah?
Yeah, the best ball winner in the world.
Says
Let me
everything I
ask
need to
something.
know.
Wait, let me ask something. Sorry. So let me
No,
ask
not
this
a
CK.
lone DM is criminal, man. That's
No, one second.
criminal.
Let me ask CK this. So you're telling me a club that their identity for years is possession-based football is going for Onana, but Saeed, Rhino, Cass, I don't remember what Adam said, so I'm gonna leave him out of this. Told you he's not good enough for a team that wants to keep the ball. But
Oh, I
Barcelona
didn't say
do.
that. I didn't say that. I'm just asking questions.
You're
I
just,
didn't
bro,
say that.
just for the Anthony
Yeah,
take, I'm putting you in this. So you're telling me Barcelona no less than these three guys I just named. Is that what's going on here?
Barcelona are kind of in the mud right now.
I
still.
can't give a crap. We beat Barcelona like not only last
You
season.
smoked
but-
Barcelona.
That is not what
I
I
don't give a
asked.
crap.
Man,
That
like
is
Eric
not
Ten Hag
what
and
I
that.
asked.
I
We
don't
bet
give a-
Barcelona has nothing to do with what I just said.
Barcelona. I'm glad the scouting is finding an honor. Keep him away from my club.
How dare you? How dare you talk about a team? By the way, this institution employed Busquets for about 20 years, and you're coming here to tell me, no, he's not good enough to play in our team.
Stuffy, would you be in favor of De Zerbi?
Would I be fit? He wouldn't be my first option.
No, so what, would you be in favor? We're going possession now, right? Imagine, hey, good luck with Onana in the first phase of picking up the ball and turning. I would love to see that because he can play low six. Yeah, I love
I
to
don't
see
think
that.
he can turn and
Yes,
carry
but-
the
yes,
ball.
but
He's one of the best ball
I'll
carriers
guess
in
what-
world football.
Guess
Yes,
what?
Baleba
No,
doing
wait, we got, yeah, but he. Don't
That's a good
please,
point,
please,
though,
please.
Baleba can do
Baleba's
it.
got way more technical ability on a turn than that damn Onana. That guy is Scott. I keep telling you, man, innit? It's Scott.
I swear, when you guys
just
talk
don't
about it,
watch
I
him,
feel like
bro.
I
Just
have
don't
like
watch
some delusion on my like glasses that just maybe the way they rate him and the way I look at him, it's not even close.
It's because
Bro.
they don't
I've
watch.
never
They're
seen.
not actually watching.
I
It's
can't
not
lie,
even
man.
close, CK. It's not like we're saying he's very good and they're like, nah, he's just good.
You know
No,
what,
these guys
CK?
think he's shit, and
You know
then
what,
we think
CK?
he's
Hear
very
me out,
good.
yeah?
It's
No,
not.
CK,
close.
he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
no, I
player.
hear
He's a good player. He's probably a
Yeah.
good, useful player. But when I'm thinking of what I want personally going forward for the future, because Onana would be a future buy, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
thinking of trying to win a Champions League and a Prem.
Yeah.
I don't see Onana fitting that mold to get me there. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's just going to be.
There's clubs that want to win the Premier League that want him.
Arsenal probably
wants him, and now Xavi
Bro.
wants him. Two position-based teams.
Real quick.
Let them have him.
Interesting.
Just quickly, excuse me, Tammy. I have to go. Just so big up everyone.
Yeah, big up Adam, man. Love, man.
Big up
to
Adam.
Adam, man. Yeah,
nice.
man. Big up, bro.
Big up, bro.
Like I completely disagree with Cass on this, right? I'm gonna do Onana. He's one of the, in my opinion, one of the best progressive ball carriers in the.
I
Premier
agree.
League.
I agree with that.
I agree with that as well.
Best progressive ball. Xavi, you said somebody said Barcelona's in the mud. They're the current holders of the La Liga. They won the league title.
They're second place, bro. They're
no,
better
I'm
than us.
saying the season before.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying it's not like they're that in the mud. They're
not
only
in the
second
mud.
place.
They're just facing an amazing Real Madrid team this season. I mean, Real Madrid have been beautiful, like a great team. When Amadou Onana right now, they're playing like Oriol Romeu sometimes as the GM.
Bro, I'm seeing Christensen in the 6.
Christensen is playing as a number 6 for them.
How old is Onana?
Bro, Onana's what,
23.
Oh, he's a young G. Okay.
He's a
Onana's buying into
I
it
said it.
now. I'll hold you by that standard later.
I said it before. I said we should have invested that money in him. We should have invested that $60 million from Mount, in my opinion.
22, actually. 22.
Oh, the
22. Swear down.
Quality. He's a quality player. You okay? So
Interesting.
for me, you know Zambo Anguissa, right? From Napoli, right?
What about him?
Like, bro, Onana's more mobile than him. Like he's not as good of a.
He's
passer,
more techy though.
but yeah,
Onana's better
Zambo-
defensively though.
Yeah, but he's
better
better
physical profile.
defensively. He's more mobile.
No, he's McTominay. Listen to Cass. He told you he's McTominay on defense.
Literally, if there was, have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, if there's Frieza in his first form, that's McTominay. In the final form,
No, because Onana's
I'm
not.
loving this.
What qualities do McTominay and Onana share?
Let me respond to this.
What was the outcome at the end for Frieza in his final form? He's still got Merc because he's not that good.
No. Let me respond to you on this.
No.
If McTominay was half the defender that Onana was, I promise you, our midfield wouldn't be a donut like it is right now.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That bagel that we have on in the team, where we have nothing in the middle and we're
He's
conceding all
bad
these cutbacks
defensively,
because you got
yeah.
no one tracking back and actually winning the ball. I promise you,
His
if
awareness
McTominay
is better.
I'm telling you, just half the player, not the same player, half the player.
What
we would at
qualities
least
do they even share?
Sometimes I think
They're
you man.
tall. They're tall. And they have long strides. That's about it.
Sometimes I think you man see a 6'6" dude, yeah, wham, can move the ball up the pitch quickly and think, you know what, DM. Because guess what? In DM, he sucks because his position is sucks because he's better at going forward. Just like McTominay, I'm telling you, man, it's the same thing. Like,
He progresses
no
way better than
What
McTominay.
What part of his positioning sucks? He's one of the best ball winners in the league.
It
behind
is.
Joao
My man said
Paulinho.
it's basically Thomas Suchek, bro. Like it's the same
Saeed,
thing.
See again.
clips.
And that's why
Guys,
this argument, there's no point in
we need to wrap up.
Wait. Saeed, I'm gonna ask you for this.
Yeah.
Because I got
Ask me.
disrespect. I got disrespect last summer when I talked about number 18, and I got laughed at until Cass hit me up a few months later. He was like, "G, I hear what the fuck you've been talking about." When we got Onana and we played that double pivot with Menu, and everyone celebrated it.
I agree on the pivot, though. I agree on the pivot. I can see it.
Comparing him to McTominay.
We need technical security. I think we need technical security, a real technical.
But we don't have no
security.
technical ability, though. That's the only thing.
We need tech. I mean, he's someone,
idea
who's
he's not
defensively
technically
secure,
gifted.
who can ball carry. There's one name, and there's one name only right now that's available for cheap.
I know where it's going. I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
If he says it, I'm leaving the stream.
Leave the downstream. Manu Kone, do your scouting, yeah? Because you don't want to take Tosin Adarabioyo. You want to take Adarabioyo on a free, and you want to praise the whim of like the price and everything. Like there's not. Then go get that one because we apparently got 100 million. We're starving.
Do you know what we need to do? We need to compare their overall stats and do like a little head-to-head thing. Kone versus Onana.
Bro, you know,
That'll be funny.
that's for CK. Maybe
all
CK
you have to
can do
is
that on
watch
his
the game.
channel.
All you have to do is
CK,
watch
get the
Onana
stats.
to
Get
know
the
that
stats,
he's quality.
CK. Get the stats.
CK, just watch the game.
Watch Onana every week. He's quality, man.
Answer CK's question. What do
Not to him.
McTominay and Onana share? in common?
They're saying they're both better, only better going forward.
I think they're both better when they drive the ball going forward from the 8. And I think when it comes to leaving space in behind, I think that's where we lack someone that's a bit more comfortable than even Kobe. Because I like Kobe when he drives forward. He's a good ball carrier. I don't think we need two of them because I don't believe Onana is that great defensively. His ball recoveries are really good. I understand that, yeah.
You're talking about his positioning and screening the back four?
if I'm thinking away, if we're gonna get possession base, I'm thinking of we're gonna build up with 2 DMs potentially, and that would be Kobe and somebody else. I don't believe that's Onana unless they send him forward and they have an attacking mid come back, a bit like how Real Madrid used to do it in their build up. You know, they used to put Casemiro up front and Modric and Kroos at the back. That's the way it is. But I just think there's just better out there that's a better price at least, not 6. Because I don't think Everton's gonna ask for 60. I think they're gonna ask for 70 or more in it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
If we're not gonna get Onana, go get me Fofana from Monaco.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is?
Fofana hype, man, as well, man. Get me Paulinho, man. Paulinho is that.
This is my issue, Saeed. You guys talk about Joao. You guys talk about Joao Paulinho.
All right, let me
Joao Paulinho on the ball is not even half of what Joao Paulinho in the 6 on the ball is one of the worst.
We're not playing with this lone 6 though. We're not playing with the lone 6.
One of the worst players on the ball I've ever.
There's no point in getting Paulinho then if you're not playing with the lone 6.
Yeah, you know what it is, yeah, for me, yeah, is the fact that I don't believe this club's gonna go and get me 2 free midfielders that we need, and that's the issue. If we had if we had the Drewsbury Hall and then maybe you go get someone.
But I don't mind Drewsbury Hall, man. I don't mind him.
Then I'll be like, you know what, we got the profiles. I would like another different profile, but
take out Mount.
We're stuck, man.
The thing with the midfield is we have to think about how
Archie
everything
Gray's
has to be
a
viewed in the sphere of Kobe Manu. What's gonna help him? What's gonna hurt him? And Onana for me is the perfect partner for him because all the things that Kobe lacks, running power.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Covering defensively. He supplements all of what Kobe
CK's
lacks.
cooking, man. CK's cooking.
And
to you every week.
Mount will be a good system.
No. But what I'm saying is what I'm saying. Look, what I'm saying is, yeah. Listen, people think I'm totally against Onana. I'm just saying, you lot, when he comes to Man United and he can't go on the half turn and he's struggling to get his foot on the ball, that's where for me, I don't want to
go on the half turn.
He doesn't necessarily. You don't have to be. You have to go on the half turn.
No, Paulinho's way more techy.
Yeah, but United
more techy than Onana. No, he's not.
Yes,
that's a pure lie.
Defensively,
I like
defensively.
Wait.
On the ball is nowhere near Mamadou Onana.
I like Joao Paulinho.
Wow.
I need defensive security. Like Onana doesn't scream that.
Then you shouldn't care about technical ability in the 6.
I like players that know where to be in the right places to.
What kind of 6 are we looking for, man? What kind of 6 are we looking for?
I don't know.
We know if it's too cool, he's gonna want.
He needs to balance. We need to have a good balance, man.
If it's too cool, we'll get Paulinho. Watch. Guarantee, because that's who you wanted to buy him.
Paulinho is more technically gifted than Onana.
In defense, yes. In turn,
what does that mean? Technically gifted in defense.
No, I don't think Tuchel would want Paulinho.
You know, technical ability doesn't always mean with your feet.
It's a mad debate still.
Technical, you can think of just your position alone. You know, where the
positional awareness.
Your body positioning alone as well. It's loads of different things.
That's just positional awareness.
And Onana is a guy that he's basically Fellaini with legs, bro. He's just
Stop comparing.
You're just thinking of every tall player.
Yeah, literally, bro.
He is.
Imagine Cass watching the NBA. He would assume everyone is the same player.
He's just Wembanyama with hops, bro.
Get Cass away from the NBA. He think all the players are the same.
As I said, other than
these comparisons are crazy, bro.
Wild.
You said Cooper Myers, so you want defensive security, so you want Cooper Myers. Where's the defensive security in Cooper Myers?
I didn't say
it last week, Griggs. I remember.
You said it last week, bro. And the week
I said Cooper Myers if we're gonna go forward and play. I remember that one in the.
I know we need a Partey though. I know Cass is gonna get triggered, but we need a Partey profile.
You know who I like? He's gonna go under the radar.
That would be perfect.
I'm not gonna say I've got a mad scout with him, yeah, but I quite like the look of that Ederson at Atalanta in it. I'll be honest. I think he's quite good.
I don't really watch much of him.
So. The
only issue is,
isn't he short?
Cool. Yeah, he's there.
I like Lema as well. I don't know that's how popular. I knew it.
The Austrian McTominay. Go to Crystal Palace right now. Tell how much you want for Adam Morton and come back with me. I promise you.
Wait. Or Archie Gray. Please, one of the other.
We're not getting Archie Gray. He's Leeds born and bred. But bring me Archie Gray over Onana for sure.
Free Rannick, man.
Nah, listen, big up Rannick. Listen, we need to get our predictions in because listen, we've been out over 2 hours. Burnley tomorrow, we're winning tomorrow. CK, we're winning today.
How sad is it that I don't know if we're beating Burnley?
We're dinner, man.
Is it at home?
Yeah, we're at home. I'm not even going, by the way. I'm not going. I think
2-1.
I'm chilling here, man.
No, it's gonna
Old Trafford,
no,
Trafford's
Saeed's
dead
gonna get the
now.
lineup used an hour before the game, and it's gonna say I'm not starting. Saeed's gonna be like,
Yeah, then I might go. I might cancel the watch along.
You know what's his
I
name?
can't be
Forrest-
asked, bro. It's boring, man. Broski,
Wait,
I was
you know
bored,
Forrest
man.
Gump. You know Forrest Gump running out of his house. That's gonna be Saeed when Ahmad is in the line.
Broski. Nah, it's
That's it.
boring,
Running
man.
down the Manchester City.
Genuinely, guys, man. There's no atmosphere. I think it's end of season feel, bro. We're not getting top 4. It's just boring,
Is
man.
it dead in the
Nah,
stadium?
nah, shit,
Yeah, bro, it's dead, bro.
Bro.
The best thing about it is just chatting to Leslie, man. You know what I mean? And just telling the stories about
Big
when
up
she goes to the
Leslie,
cruise.
though.
Yeah,
up
man,
Leslie.
it's dead, man. I'll be real with you, it's dead.
Shit. I don't know.
So,
man. We're
yeah, man.
for sure conceding. So I'd say
Burnley,
2-1.
bro. Nah,
2-1.
who's their striker? What's their striker's name?
bro,
Yo,
we
they
just
got-
conceded to Sheffield.
Bro, we
Oh,
missed
yeah,
the ball.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Rhino. Let me give you a reality check. We just played 2 championship teams because yes, Sheffield is a championship team in my opinion, and we conceded 5 goals. Humble down,
Oh,
brother.
yeah.
We're not in a position.
Wow.
next week.
You know what?
And Burnley
Humble,
played better
humble.
ball than them too, by the way. And
Burnley's the
know how
best
to
out of the
go.
3.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
Burnley's more attacking. Yeah.
the thing is, though, we're kind of in a decent position because Burnley's got Newcastle, Tottenham, and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is their most realistic target to go and beat. They need to grab as much points as they can. They have to. They probably
I
have
think
to
it's gonna be
attack
a
us.
difficult game.
A point is not good enough for Burnley if they want to stay up.
We're
That's a fact.
shit, bro.
You're
You're
saying they
gonna
have to
attack
go
us.
for it, so they
No,
might leave
bro.
space in
Because
behind.
out of Tottenham and Newcastle, they're more resolute than us as well. And if they can grab anything, it probably would be Manchester United, in my
Now,
opinion.
my man don't have a clue, though. What's their coach's name again? Man City guy?
Ten Hag.
Burnley's,
That's
what's his name?
future Brighton
Company.
manager, man. Respect.
Company.
Company don't have a clue. I
Bro,
can't
he's turning
lie.
up to grounds with a suit and a baseball cap, bro. Give it up.
Company's company.
I
hey,
guarantee he'll probably
who
end
leaves
up
the
going
company.
Brighton.
Oh my
Deserve-
god, Sack
deserve-
Ten Hag, I swear down.
De Zerbi leaves, Company will take over Brighton, and they'll probably cook, and then you have a different opinion.
Yeah. That's true, though. I hear
Yeah.
that, man. Burnley are shagging, though. I can't lie.
It's,
Burnley
it's
are-
like trying to turn it's like with Burnley, the way he's trying to make them play, it's like trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. It just won't work. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not gonna work.
I hear that. No, that's right, though. They don't have the quality, though. They don't have the quality.
I'm
at
saying
all.
I can't lie. I think it's I'm gonna say you know what? I'll back it this
They
time. I'll
can't
say
score
3-1.
Burnley, though.
They're
Nah,
scoring.
man,
They're
we're boiling
They're
it,
scoring,
man.
man.
They're scoring.
They're scoring,
3-1.
man.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. I think for me it'll be something like that, 3-1 or something like that, man. You get me? So we'll
2-1,
see them.
bro.
But this is not the game where United are gonna be. It's next weekend, bro, against Elise.
Newcastle.
No. We got Elise, we got
you can't lose
Eze, and
against
them man.
Palace.
Yeah, give
Next
me-
Monday.
Is that away? Is that that's
Adam
away as
Morton
well?
on-
Away
Audition.
Monday night.
Yeah,
and
give
then
it
we got
Adam Wharton edition. That's what we're there for, man.
Olive
Bro,
Adam
and
Morton.
then
Glasner's Crystal Palace.
yo Gazner,
Oliver
bro.
Glasner audition. Imagine.
When's the last time Palace beat us? Palace don't really beat us,
Last
though.
season.
What did they beat us
Last
this year?
season.
Last season.
Oh,
They beat
yeah,
us
they
this year.
did. Oh,
They beat us
this
last
season
year.
at
Yeah,
OT.
man.
Season. They beat us 1-0.
At
Oh.
OT.
I think this might be our last point of the season. You know, I think we
Oh,
got
get this guy out,
We're
Burnley.
beating Newcastle at home. We're beating Newcastle at home.
I don't know, bro. I don't know,
We-
man.
we might
Have you
have
seen
something
their weight
for
record?
Arsenal. We might have
Have you
something
seen
for
Newcastle's
Arsenal.
weight record?
I do think we
right.
beat Brighton though. I do think we beat Brighton.
Yeah, De Zerbi's gonna do an inside job. He's gonna want Europa League next
They,
year.
they do
He's
that.
gonna be
They
like,
do that thing all the time.
I feel like we're gonna
United
draw
are
Arsenal. Bro.
shit,
I'll be
bro.
honest.
Arsenal.
We're done,
Depends if they're in the
man.
title race or not,
We better roll over for them to win the league, man.
bro.
Now,
but
man, then what? Are we the new laughing stock? We're the
We're gonna
new
start
laughing
Ethan
stock.
Hey,
Jones
now.
hey.
Arsenal.
I mean,
warning right now.
I mean Chelsea
That's
are, but they're not as
Ethan
big as a
Jones.
fan base.
Where have you been, right?
This is shameful,
Bro,
man.
Bo was asking like he didn't know for the past 10 years.
I want to punch my screen right now, bro. We're shameful, bro.
We're finished, man. But listen, let me get this last super chat. MDRS Summarize says, Anthony's quality. Remember every time I bought him and he knows, lol. Top four would be automatic if we don't drop points to the bottom of the table. Big up to the chat. Listen, guys, we've got 1.1k still in the building. We've not even got 700 likes, people. 700 likes is a target. Make sure you hit the like button. We're on 644 likes. We're gonna redirect to Flawless. I think he's live with 16 out of 10. So when you go over there, make sure you say 16 out
Bun
of 10.
Ryan, man.
Bun Ryan, say 16 out of 10. Big up the man, them, man. CK, Wavy Temi, Staffy TV, Michael Griggs, Kaz Never a Foul, Rhino MGTV. Make sure you follow up everyone's channels. Links are going to be in the description. It's been a good debate, but listen, people, yeah. in the comments after this video, don't take it personal. I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, yo, Kaz, man, remove him. Yo, CK, these Americans don't know ball. Listen, guys, it's all about opinions.
Respect the panel, man.
Respect the panel, man. We're just giving you time to talk about football. You have your opinion, we have ours. And that's where we come to sort of agreement, disagreement. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's not personal. We're just here to talk football.
I Saeed, quick plug, yeah. Mixtape Madness.
There you go.
Lizzie. In my
Come
bag.
on.
Check out that video, 7 p.m. It's out now. That's my artist. Check it out, man. Big
There
up.
you go, man. Send me the link. Give me the link. Give me the link.
Yeah. I'll send it to you
send me
now.
the
I'll
link.
send it to you.
Yeah, send me the link, people, and then
Right,
you man go over there and then check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good video. I'll check it out as well.
Can you end the stream on the fast thing?
Yeah, we will. Let me just get this link of Rhino, and then I'll put it up.
What fast thing?
The video,
You don't see the video of Faz?
He's seen it, he probably doesn't remember it.
Yeah, you don't remember it, do you?
What, Zinedine Zidane?
No, you'll see.
No,
you'll
that's
remember
another
when
one.
he plays it.
I
He
don't
plays
know
it
then.
every week.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one, man. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good. Yeah, there you go, people. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Go run it. Just run it up. Say Saeed TV sent you there, innit? Just run it up.
Yeah.
Comment for the algorithm and that. You know what I mean? It's right here, people. Saeed TV sent you over there. But guys, like I said, we're gonna leave you here. Flawless channel, 16 out of 10.
This is madness. This is a sickness. This is. This is what this is. That's what Eric Ten Hag fans are. They're vaccinated with the wrong vaccine. And now the neurons in the brain are fried.